It's a funny thing about our live. We don't know when we're live until we are absolutely sure we're live because it's just like a matter of time before it's obvious. But at the beginning, I really never know, and then I fuck things up, and then I don't look like an Amy Poehler caliber kind of, you know.
The other podcasters must have been so pissed that they worked really hard, and Amy Poehler is straight up admitting in all of her shows that she doesn't know what she's doing, nor does she care.
We've been doing it longer than Amy Poehler.
Huh?
We've been doing it longer than Amy Poehler.
Is that true?
I think so.
No.
Well,
no way.
When did she start?
I don't know.
You know.
It was recent though.
Exactly.
I'm a little bit peeved that the best podcast category, which is brand fucking new,
Yeah.
beat out the best score in the televised program of the Golden
Why
Globes.
would you? Yeah.
So do you know who won the best score?
Hans Zimmer.
No.
No, I don't.
I don't know if he was nominated.
He was there. He was angry.
It wasn't a Hans, but it was
shaking a finger.
It wasn't a Hans, but it was a Larson or something.
Larson.
Yeah, it was some, of that region. But anyway, it was the guy who did the score for Sinners, which is great. They deserve to win for that, for sure. For sure.
No Two Trolls is here. Good to see you.
Howdy, everybody. Isn't that bullshit, though?
Total bullshit.
I didn't need to see a fucking, best podcast winner on the televised show.
No.
Who cares?
Well, they do because they knew it was going to be Amy Poehler, and they're going to give it to the funniest fucking show host. There's going to be
hosted.
Conan will win next year.
Didn't she host the
wasn't
Oscars?
he wasn't even nominated. How does Conan O'Brien not get nominated? But Jason Bateman, who everyone admits to publicly, and the world now agrees
He's not your thing.
with me that he's just not your thing. He's not everyone's thing. So if he's not everyone's thing, like shouldn't they be closer to everyone's thing if you're going to win?
Not everyone is everyone's
Let's take these things in order. We're going to get to the Golden Globes in a second. Pump the fucking brakes.
Why do we need to pump the brakes?
We got to pump the brakes.
Why don't we just talk about
First things first is Bob Weir is dead. And we're going to talk about Bob Weir first because we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on Bob Weir.
That is how you make your you make your chapters a little confusing in the video replay.
We can talk about that another time.
You don't just like ride the wave where the wave goes. You're trying to chop up and head over there.
Bob Weir.
Okay. We're going to do it.
Yep. Bob Weir is dead.
He went to the great jam band in the sky.
He is, he's probably Grateful Dead, actually. If everything I've heard about dying and death, he's probably grateful. He probably, he survived cancer, until his lungs, gave out, presumably from the treatment. I think it was lung cancer that he survived. And so, yeah, man.
I'm gonna look this up.
The absolute fucking legend, Bob Weir. I feel so lucky to have seen him in my lifetime. I really do. I feel like that was almost a divine intervention, considering that I was from Winnipeg and that I kind of got dragged to a Dead show, almost, unwittingly. And yeah, I mean, I'm just, it was extremely sad news that has me rather melancholy today.
Yeah, because you care so much about that band.
Yeah, well, they kind of changed. They defined that moment in my life really in a lot of ways. Like that moment was when I listened. I don't know if I got it through in the book, but Jay Ferguson really like accepted me into the group himself in that moment. Like we became close because of this moment of the Grateful Dead and, tripping and doing all that stuff. So it was his so very much they were like a turning point. The Grateful Dead was a turning point in my life. And
discovering them.
And I didn't even know who they were.
Happened at the same time that all these other doors opened up?
Well, but it was also, I'm trying to say, it was because of the bonding that we had in these 3 days of watching the Grateful Dead.
That'll do it.
We had this really deep bond, right? Mm-hmm. And then that carried over into, the very next time we all came together, I was very much like, oh, that's Dale, bro. He's fucking awesome. I was a part of the group because I went to this Grateful Dead show.
It's one of the reasons why I'm super bummed that ticket prices are insane now. I don't know that enough young people get to have those sorts of like really formative friendship experiences where you just like, where all of you can go to a concert. It's not like who of you can afford to go to the concert
We had
together.
extra tickets.
Yeah,
We were
exactly.
giving tickets away.
I know.
Yeah.
And people don't get to do that anymore.
No, I mean, my first concert was $15. And it was Judas Priest. And they were the fucking hottest thing in the 80s, dude.
That's awesome.
And it was $15.
At $15, was it an expensive ticket at the time?
No.
It was cheap
I
then.
went. I was 14 years old.
No, but it was cheap then? That was like a cheap ticket price
Yeah,
when you were 14?
for sure. Yeah. Well, let's see. What's $15 from 1984? What does that mean? $15 in 1984 is roughly $43 fucking dollars.
You can't go to a concert for
Anyway,
$43?
no, I mean you can. You can go to like
Not to Judas Priest.
not to Judas Priest.
No.
Way. Not even to Judas Priest, who are I mean they're not the biggest band. I mean they were you can
get
massive.
like fucking nosebleeds, like outdoor backfield type shit. Those kinds of seats.
If you're
guess,
lucky.
for $45.
If you're lucky.
I don't remember what my first ticket was. My first concert ticket price was. I remember I went to the Forum in Los Angeles and I saw Red Hot Chili Peppers and it fucking sucked.
Oh.
Because I was like a massive fan of like their first 4 records, and then they brought Dave Navarro in the band and made an album that was totally different and horrible, and they only played that record and maybe like 2 of their MTV hits.
I wonder if they went
just so fucking gutted.
I wonder if they went through like a period where they were just like everything sounds the same. We have to just change our sound. You
It
know.
was such a fucking lame decision. And if I had known, I wouldn't have gone because I thought that album was bullshit. But it's also so strange to like just tour one full album that is brand new, like it was out for a week, because nobody can sing along in the concert. Like nobody knows your songs. It's all just like brand new. I mean, it's cool if they do that like once or twice. Anyway, but I remember going to like all the rock clubs on the Sunset Strip.
Yeah.
And those were like $5, $10 tickets.
Yeah. If you even paid some of them, But yeah, they were all pretty quick. The Whiskey Go Go is like a rent a club for the most part.
Yeah, I think I saw like Incubus
That's dope.
for like $10.
I almost saw the Chili Peppers. Almost.
Was it when they were good?
Yeah, it was in '95.
Oh my God, that would have been amazing.
I saw them I did see them at Lollapalooza. I went to Lollapalooza with the Chili Peppers. That lineup was crazy. We saw like Stone Temple Pilots, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam.
Ministry was there too.
Ministry.
Right? I heard that show was incredible.
Ice Cube. It was incredible. It was, I couldn't believe it. I started shouting, "Fuck you, Ice Cube," for no reason. For absolutely no reason. I just started shouting at him.
Why?
"Fuck you, Ice Cube." Because it was fun. I said it endearingly.
Oh yeah, like Primus sucks.
Like, "Fuck you." Yeah, exactly.
Primus sucks is like what Primus fans say.
That's what they chant. Yeah. Exactly like that. It was like, yeah. Storm David. Anyway, so yeah, this Bob Weir death, it hit hard, and it's kind of.
I learned today
it's
that-
like one of those ones where like, as the day progressed.
Yeah.
We heard this whenever it was, as soon as it happened.
Oh, I think it was Saturday.
And just as the day progressed, Saturday through Sunday, now today, and I'm genuinely sad. He was 78, but I don't know if you remember, but we watched his Tiny Desk concert, which I highly recommend. Mm-hmm. It's not a concert, but you know what I mean. His Tiny Desk performance. It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful to see this man mature into, like, this guy was like, he was like, the musician who didn't give a fuck about anything other than music. Like, he was truly only about the music. Like,
It's so great that he turned into this like giant bearded hillbilly looking guy.
Yeah. Trey Anastasio posted this tribute to him, talking about their friendship, and he was like, he went on about how Bob Weir was like one of the most unaffected people he ever met in his life. He was like, this guy, he didn't even think about fame or being an icon or, just like, he's Bob Weir. I mean, this guy is one of the most important musicians, arguably, of his entire generation, especially, certainly when you're speaking about American talent. Just an absolute complete, his rhythm guitar is out of this fucking world.
You're telling the truth. It's like his voice too is really iconic for that
Iconic.
kind of like white blues guy.
Yeah. I got to see him twice. Oh, well, no, I didn't. I got to see him 4 times in 2 different cities.
That's great.
Yeah. One sober.
How was that show?
Not my favorite show.
Not as fun.
Not my favorite. I loved it. Not my favorite show. I was kind of like looking around going, I wish I was you. And then I look at the band and then I look at everybody else and go, I wish I was you.
You probably could have fixed that problem. You probably could have found a remedy. I learned this weekend that Bob Weir had been playing in bands since he was 17 years old.
In Warlock.
His entire life.
In Warlock. I think there was I remember seeing, I was watching like a doc on them and Jerry Garcia was like, listen, dude, you're not good enough to Bob Weir. And he was like, what? He's like, you're not good enough. So I'm sorry, but you're just not good enough. And Bob Weir went and he fucking worked. Like he worked his ass off.
So smart.
All he did was like wanted to get back in the band because Jerry was like, dude, you're not keeping time. Like, no.
Yeah, he was really.
And one of his signatures and what makes him so distinctively brilliant is his all of his off time stuff. He's like, it's almost impossible to figure him out.
Yeah,
if unless you're like unless you're at a similar level, of course.
This conversation unlocked like a deep hidden portal in my brain, and I just remembered that all through my teens and 20s, I would not pay for tickets to concerts if they were more than $25 general admission. So that was like a rule that I had, because if it was more than $25 general admission, that was bullshit, and it was a scam.
So fuck no, I won't go situation.
So I went and saw like, I saw System of a Down, I saw Primus, I saw fucking Fishbone, I saw Faith No More, I saw a bunch of everybody for under $25.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah.
That was the time. I mean, we could do that.
Yeah, it's really, really lame, and I feel super sorry for all of these people that are coming up after us that don't get to experience that, because you could really just bring all of your friends and it was no big deal.
The most I ever paid, the most I ever paid for a ticket for one ticket for a concert was Blind Melon opening for Pearl Jam opening for fucking Neil Young.
Incredible.
Yeah, BC Place, open floor, no seats.
Why?
So I paid $200.
So those weren't openers. That was just like a triple ticket.
Blind Melon had one record out. They were most certainly an opener.
Wow.
But it was one opener.
But not Pearl Jam.
It was Blind Melon. Well, Pearl Jam, they only had one record out. Actually.
Yeah, but it was massive.
They had 10 out,
yeah,
which I saw on the Lollapalooza tour.
Uh-huh.
And then on this tour, they had Verses, but it wasn't released yet. So like I got like elderly woman behind the counter. Like I got that shit before the record dropped. Oh, and listen to me.
I'm sorry, I was so confused. That's a song title?
Yeah, off of Verses.
I was like, you got an elder. What does that mean?
It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my entire life. That concert was incredible.
What a fucking strange title for a song. Oh my God.
Fucking concerts are the best.
You can't just drop it like that.
The industry has to get a hold of this and get this Ticketmaster garbage and all this fucking corporate greed out of the way, because the music needs to return to the people.
Not a chance.
It's got to.
Not
It's
these
got to.
days, man.
Well, some musicians. It's in the musicians' hands. It's in the musicians' hands. It is. It's in their hands.
Yeah.
They're the ones who have to control it. I know that. Fucking Rush just went through it again. They're upset as fuck. Yeah, because like fans are like, "What the fuck, dude? $500?" And they're like, "We're getting 30." I don't know how this is happening. Mm-hmm. Like the band it's just like, and it's the same thing. Like everything I do. Like whether it was like when we had super chats on here and we're giving 60% to the corporations, or my book, we sell a book for $25 and we make six. We make 6. It's crazy, it's absolutely crazy. The rest goes to Amazon, all of it. So, and obviously there's printing costs and shipping costs and so on and so forth, but it's pretty wild. So anyway, Bob Weir is dead. But his music will truly live on forever. He is one of those guys who will actually truly live on forever, where the Grateful Dead will always have a presence as long as this version of humanity exists.
They really took up like an entire cultural niche, like was completely like covered by them. Like I can't look at tie-dye clothing without being like, oh yeah, that's totally like Grateful Dead clothes.
Yeah.
There's like hippie festival culture is Grateful Dead. Like anybody that's trying to make their festival have hippie festival culture, it's only ever going to be like in the coming after what Grateful Dead made.
It's so funny because you said that because like when in Trey Anastasio, who's the guitarist for Fish, if you don't know, and they were good friends. He said of Bob Weir, he said he's the last true hippie. Like he's the last real hippie. He's like, honestly, Bob Weir cares about nothing except the music. That's it. He's the last. He's like he called him the last true hippie in music.
Cares about nothing but the music? Because I think true hippies care about the environment too, right? Maybe? No,
but I mean, it all goes through the music though. Like if it all flows through the music. I mean, that's the whole hippie thing is that the whole vibe goes through the music. It's like
There's some pervy lyrics to the Grateful Dead.
There are.
It can't be unsaid. I mean, it can't be
Sugar Magnolia is what it is.
Unmentioned.
But listen, that can be said about everybody, man. Hurt So Good.
Yeah. Hey, little girl, is your daddy home?
Oh, come on, bro. Let's call the cops. Let's call the cops.
Is that Springsteen?
Yes.
What the fuck, man?
Hey, daddy home.
Springsteen.
I'm about to break the law and go away for a long time.
Springsteen needs to explain himself.
We're gonna get this story, but there was two major pedophilia like arrests and whatnot in entertainment this weekend. We'll get to that later.
In entertainment?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna get to it now.
Melissa Gilbert's husband.
I had to ask you who Melissa Gilbert was, and then you said, and I was like, I still don't know who that is.
Yeah, you were. It's definitely past your time.
She had a career in the 60s and 70s, and then she did like a few things in the 80s, and then she kind of dropped off.
She she is known specifically for.
She's an actor.
She's an actor, and she's known specifically for Little House on the Prairie.
When she was like 6.
With Michael Landon.
She was like 6 years old.
When she began that, it was a long-running series. Mm-hmm. She was a young woman when it was over. We watched her grow up on the show, and it was a major thing for those of us who loved the movie. And we were all together in that. Like we were all like as a family. Like that show was. My brother watched the whole series after he moved out and was on his own. He got the VHS tapes, still has them. You got the whole kit. It's like Terry Pratchett novels. It's like. They go on for days. It's like, oh, I got the Little House on the Prairie collection, and it's just it's like hard drives from the 80s. It's just a stack of movies, of TV. But anyway, yeah. So her husband. Yeah, who was Timothy Busfield. He was on a big show. Which one was it? I know his face anyway, Mr. Bad Dude. This guy, man. Anyway, apparently he's facing he's an arrest warrant tied to 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct of a minor and 1 count of child abuse.
He was in a show called 30-something.
Yeah, 30-something, right? That was it. That was a big fucking deal. Do you remember that show?
He was also
both of them. You don't remember because they were both before your time. Because 30-something was like came and went, but it was such a big thing when it came. I shouldn't even put it that way.
He was in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of shit, bro. This guy had a career.
He was Arnold Poindexter in Revenge of the Nerds.
Poindexter is like a legendary name. So, Melissa Gilbert, now, then all this stuff breaks out now about this guy. So, but listen to this nasty shit, right? In an arrest warrant issued by Albuquerque Police Department and obtained by people on Friday, January 9th, authorities alleged that Busfield, 68, engaged in unlawful sexual conduct with 2 boys, 11-year-old twins whose identities were withheld from the public.
Well, God damn it.
With
dude.
One of the minors alleging that the incidents began when he was 7 years fucking old.
How did he have contact?
Man, throw this motherfucker
was he working with
in
them?
Jail for the rest of his life.
Yes, under the jail.
Under the fucking jail.
Where, how did he have contact with them? He worked with them on a show or something?
Yeah. So, but check this out. Only weeks prior, in a November 15th Instagram post, Gilbert shared a throwback photo of herself and reflected on her life on Little House of the Prairie experience. So anyway, people is reporting that Melissa Gilbert bought his victims something like Christmas presents or something.
Oh, well, what does that mean?
No, like just before, and then they got busted. Like, I don't know, bro. It's not good. It's not good. It gets worse because
Do you think
apparently,
okay, it could be
apparently
totally,
this motherfucker paid $150,000 to silence a victim in the 90s.
I know.
So that means
listen.
Melissa Gilbert knew about it in the 90s.
Okay, but maybe she didn't because he can
He
run
paid. It was public. It was an open like lawsuit that's
God,
settled.
she's sending them gifts instead of staying the fuck out of their
Get
lives.
the fuck out of here.
That's weird. So is she trying to control the narrative or witness intimidation or what? Because I was thinking like there could be a valid reason that she's not doing like anything criminal or trying to manipulate anybody by sending Christmas gifts, because obviously if this guy who's an offender has access to these two kids, it might be that her whole family has access to these kids through a close relationship, so if she's a gift giving type, then she'll give gifts to all kinds of people that she knows, that he knows. What are you doing?
Just looking over some of this article to share, to figure out what parts I want to share.
So this is the guy who played in. Do you remember that character with the thick glasses and the violin?
In Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah, he played like the electrical violin, and he had like this guy.
I remember the name.
That guy.
Oh yeah.
You can get a signed.
Well, he's a fucking horrible human being if these allegations are true.
That's a shame.
And if they are, under the prison, man, this guy's nasty. If this guy is messing with 11-year, I mean, it's bad no matter what. But 7 years old is
It's fucking dark.
Yeah, dude, that's dark.
And there was another.
That's like Jared from Subway Dark, you know what I'm saying? Like straight up right there. Like,
if you guys have never seen, there's a documentary about him that has actual recordings of him trying to solicit contact with minors from their family members, and it is the fucking worst thing you've ever heard, where he's like laughing and joking and nonchalantly asking for contact with these minors in a very explicitly
no, it's so
predatory way, and he's just doesn't see it as bad.
The only reason I would recommend actually that documentary we saw was because it's, first of all, it's very well made, but beyond that, it's a fascinating look at a sting.
Yeah.
Like, because the whole thing is it's a true crime where this woman who Jared had contacted and tried to solicit contact with these minors, including this woman's daughter. She, flipped and went FBI, and she ended up wearing wires and having phone wires and stuff, and having all these conversations, which were recorded, and then of course cut magnificently, frankly, into this documentary, which of course, and another reason to recommend it is because then you'll know exactly what kind of monster Jared is, because he's coming out soon, I think.
Oh yeah, crazy. I think it's called Jared from Subway Catching a Monster. And it's one season documentary from 2023. And I think it's on HBO. Looks like it might be on Hulu too, or Prime. I don't know. Maybe you can see it everywhere. Anyway, that one was fucking creepy. And then you said there was another celebrity who got caught.
I don't have that story up and ready to go, unfortunately. But yes, there's another one who it's not somebody I knew all that well, or even maybe I didn't know them at all. I can see if I can try and find it here. Bob Weir. My God. Mm-hmm. By the way, did you hear that that the person who got the I forget her name now. She's like this wild right winger too, but the person who got the Nobel Prize, Machado. She offered to give it to Trump, and Trump said he would accept it. Can you imagine being so like, wow, what a fucking crazy person? Well, the Nobel laureate, they stepped in and they were like, no, you can't. No, you won't.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, it's non-transferable, you fool. I mean, that should go without saying. What have we done? Like, to give it to the person who's going to give it to...
that they would encounter someone like him who would absolutely love the opportunity to fucking
It's just weird that they're
take an award that's not even meant for him.
So we're like, there are only two candidates, crazy and crazier?
Yeah.
Is that what their only two candidates were?
That's right.
What is going on? Like, it's just making a joke of the Nobel Prize, like, life and all of its competitions.
Delegate said there are a few class action lawsuits by Swifties. What for? That's it. There's no context here. Delicate, you have to tell us what's up.
You got to give us some context.
Oh,
Austin's here.
Against Ticketmaster.
Huh?
Ticketmaster
yeah.
v. Swifties.
That's great. Yeah.
I love that.
Well, I know that they lost something significant in either it's in Canada or I think it's in Canada. They lost something huge. Yeah. So
Who's they?
Ticketmaster.
Oh.
They're like Amazon. They're everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I think they lost like some huge thing where the government says they have to cap their fees and they have to show them all up in one line. Because they give you like 7 different lines. By the way, the judge in the Luigi Mangione trial has said that she'll hold a limited hearing on the seizure of his backpack.
Well, yeah. That was expected because that's a really, really contentious
Well, it's on.
piece of evidence.
Yeah, of course, but it's on. It's happening. So
I cannot believe
see how
that
that
guy
goes.
has been detained this whole time. That's so fucked up.
they
don't have
just grabbed that backpack and started reading through it, bro.
Dude, they turned their body cameras off.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Weird.
They turned the body cameras back on and it was all zipped up and packed back up and they're like, well, okay, ready to go. Just gonna trot this on down to the to the precinct.
Well, let's see what happens, man.
Processing.
Let's see what happens, man. Don't put behind bars a man who didn't do it. That's all I have to say about that.
If it ever gets in front of a jury, there's no chance. No fucking chance that he's gonna go to jail. There's no way that they can convince with a robust defense team that can poke holes in literally everything that the prosecution is saying. There's absolutely no way that he goes away. They can't pick a jury who's going to side with what's obviously very troubling, problematic evidence. I have faith. I just wish he didn't have to lose all this time. Hope dude writes a book. I hope he's like super famous and rich on his story.
Absolutely.
I think they know exactly who did it. And I think that they can't just,
They might not want to
prosecute organized crime, you know?
I don't know. We'll see. I just think that that's pretty juicy stuff just because
Oh, yeah, for sure.
the whole case hinges on that. And, because if it's allowed and they claim to have actually end up with that weapon, that's going to be a problem. Judge says she'll hold a limited hearing on the backpack. A federal judge on Monday said she will hold a short hearing in the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks? No date?
On procedures in the next 2 weeks. So I guess it's a matter of like they've got between now and then to, I don't know. I don't have to read the whole thing, right?
No, maybe she's asking them to pick a date.
That's my guess, is that they're like working on it. She's saying, let's do it now. Let's get it over with. Let's see whether you guys had an illegal search and seizure there. Very interesting. Okay. Do you want to move on to God bless Bob Weir? I hope that big fucking hairy bastard fucking
Jerry
Garcia was just waiting for him. I hope the first person he saw was him and he was like, come here, man. And it was just this big, perfect hug and just absolute love between them.
Do you think that Jerry Garcia in heaven has all of his fingers? Or do you think he's still missing one in heaven?
He's not missing his finger, is he? Mm-hmm. Jerry Garcia?
Jerry Garcia very famously is missing one of his ring fingers.
Oh, he's got like a missing tip or something?
No, he only has one knuckle of his ring finger. I can't remember which hand. But it was really remarkable because he plays guitar so well. Which, you typically need all of your fingers for. How
Well, it
did you
depends
not
on which
know
one
this?
he's missing.
Huh?
I'm not. Why?
Which is the hand he used on the neck? I think it was that one.
The Fred hand.
Yeah, which is his Fred hand?
He had a missing middle finger like my dad.
It was a middle finger?
Yeah.
I thought it was a ring finger. How did your dad lose his middle finger?
He's a trucker. He was unloading a truck and it got pinched in a forklift.
That is gruesome.
Yeah, then he got infected. He went down for a couple years.
So it was crushed?
Yeah, got crushed. And then they kept having to take it, so it got crushed on the end. Uh-huh. All this part got crushed, so they took it down to just above the top knuckle. Uh-huh. Infection. They brought it down under the knuckle. Infection. They brought it all the way down to the top of this knuckle before they finally got the infection out.
Yikes, bro.
Took almost 2 years. He went crazy.
He went crazy?
Yeah, he went crazy because he was like,
2 years with like a wound.
Well, and just like he kept getting these infections. So like it would heal. He would heal it and it'd be fine. Problem is my dad probably didn't listen to what he was supposed to be doing because my dad doesn't do that shit, you know? He's like, yep, I'm fine. Fucking
he like
shit up.
never washed his hand with open stitches.
Yeah, cooking with fucking beef and whatever else.
Yeah, exactly.
So but it would be fine. And then like 2 months in, all of a sudden an infection starts, you know, because it was like a long heal. I don't know, whatever. It was a mess. It
What
took
happened
forever.
to Jerry Garcia's finger?
Well, he donated it to charity, I think.
Stop it. No, he didn't.
Why did Jerry Garcia have a missing finger? He lost most of his right middle finger in a wood chopping accident at the age of 4.
He was chopping wood as a small
His
child?
older brother, Tiff, accidentally struck it with an axe while they were helping at the family's cabin in Santa Cruz
his older
Mountains.
brother was like, hey, Jerry, just hold that real still while I chop it.
That's crazy. I didn't know that because Tony Iommi is also missing a finger.
These guys just never let it stop them. Weren't we just
Apparently,
watching?
you don't need all your fingers to play guitar. I can't do it with the 5 I got.
We were watching
With the 4, I suppose.
Culinary Class Wars, which is a really, really fun cooking competition show with
Korean
chefs.
with dubs. It's totally great.
It's
The
really
first season's great. The second season's killing it. It's great.
There was a chef that had a missing thumb, I think. Was it a thumb? No, it was like, I think it was his pointer finger.
He had a missing something. There was a
Anyway,
digit
he
gone.
was like an expert, like world-renowned chef, and he just never let it stop him.
Yeah.
It's really difficult.
My brother almost lost his thumb
How?
in a wood chopping accident.
Was it his illustrating hand? Because your brother's an illustrator.
Yeah.
It was.
It was his. Oh, yep. But it didn't get any nerve damage. So it was his left hand. He was holding it in the right hand. He's left-handed. Yeah, gnarly. Cosmic Urgency is reminding me that it's innocent until proven guilty, by the way. And you know, that's I'm not arguing that. He's alleged to have done it.
Oh, I'm sorry. About who?
I guess about Busfield. But
Oh, okay. I was thinking about maybe Cosmic Urgency was talking about the alleged perpetrator of the healthcare CEO.
yeah.
Unaliving.
The presumption of innocence is by the state, by the way. It's not by us.
Right. This is true.
Like, you know, it's just kind of a thing that people want to like push onto to you and me. But, you know, there are victims out there who are going to be like, go fuck yourself. Just saying, you know what I mean?
No, this is true though. It's like how when
that
people are,
presumption of innocence is a legal standing and it's an afforded right. It's not a presumption
I agree with you. It's important to remind people
that
of this.
we have to have.
We also we encounter people that are like pro Baldoni fans.
Yes.
Who are talking about how he's not guilty as if it's like criminal law that we're talking about instead of a civil litigation, you know?
Right.
Like his guilty doesn't even factor into it. That's not something for anybody to consider. You know?
Yeah.
Liable is what we're talking about in
It's a legal principle. So the presumption of innocence is a fundamental legal principle, meaning anyone accused of a crime is considered innocent until the prosecution proves their guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. But look, they hold people in jail so that innocence is presumed because there isn't anything to.
Otherwise, the state would just whisk people away
Right.
and put them in prison
Correct.
for allegations. Yeah, it is definitely a constitutional right that protects a citizen from the state imposing a punishment for a crime that hasn't been proven.
Most importantly, is it imposes on the state that the burden of proof, and that's it.
That makes sense.
So it's not that.
But you can talk shit.
Yeah, but you can talk shit. Like, I don't have to presume anybody's innocent, and if somebody is innocent that I have presumed guilty, then that's on me, and I'll have to eat that or whatever. But that presumption of innocence is something to do with the courts and nothing to do with me personally. And listen, I'm a victim of a bunch of people, who if I were to go and fucking go through a legal proceeding over it, I can assure you I wouldn't presume them innocent. And that matters. So anyway, but it's I know where you're coming from with that, but the guys being accused by kids, it's gnarly. Super. By the way, you can say presumption of innocence, but then there's a preponderance of evidence. If what I read was true, he paid off a kid for $150,000 in the 90s. who was alleging the same thing. So this guy has a propensity for putting his hands on kids. To what extent he's done that, I don't know. But, like otherwise kids would just be like handing out, like all the kids in the world are just like a bunch of liars trying to drag dudes down for no reason.
Yeah, to ruin their lives, spend all their money on lawyers for
because they got somehow like somebody whispered in their ear like, go get this man's money or some stupid shit like that. I mean, come on now. We can use our heads. We can be cool with that. We can fucking believe victims, and we'll let the courts do what they must during the way, during their process or whatever. All right. Do you want to talk about these fucking awards? We watched them, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We didn't watch the red carpet because I had to watch the fucking Eagles, show off all their futility. Ugh. So we didn't get to watch the red carpet stuff, so I don't really have much to say about that. Not that I even care about that, to be honest. I would play that game with you guys if you want to about who looks great and who doesn't, or whatever. But
it's not like the thing is that the people that do the red carpet interviews are insufferable. It's not like we need like a new generation of Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers.
You know how Joan Rivers was entertaining?
I loved her, yeah.
Like none of the people who are doing the red carpet interviews in these award shows are comedians. None of them are funny. No. None of them are taking any risks. It's always just been like, and I understand because, publicists make sure that their clients aren't being challenged and exhausted before they have to go and do their big performance at the Golden Globes. And just sitting there and like mugging for the camera is a big performance for these people. Like, does everybody that attends the Golden Globes get paid?
No, I don't know.
I can't imagine anybody goes. It seems like
they might have to get paid because they might have like SAG-AFTRA because they're all SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah.
So they might get paid. Yeah.
They're on a television show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they might be in the cast. I bet you. Well, I don't know. It's interesting. It's a question. I don't know. I could ask the internet if you want me to. Do you want me to call my Hollywood connections real quick? 213.
That's the old school. What is that, Martin Short?
Marty. It's me. Your Canadian friend. I did notice, however, that a lot of the women there was not a lot of shoulder straps this year.
Oh, I have a theory about this.
Okay.
That this is sort of like a status symbol thing.
I was offended.
You were offended?
There was too much skin, I tell you.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. I have a theory that it's like a status symbol that fashion trends don't have, that they progressively get skinnier.
Oh.
During like politically fraught times. It's like it signals wealth when you're extremely skinny. Really?
Because it used to be the other way around,
I know. It's very strange.
You'd be wealthy, plump.
Yeah, but all the high elite level ladies, they're always so fucking skinny. So when you have the trend, the fashion trend being that you are wearing dresses that don't have any straps, it means that you can't ever like hide that like little pouch of fat that most women have.
Yeah.
Where their arm meets their chest.
I hate it.
What?
Can't stand it.
Ew, right?
If I see that on a woman, I'm out.
Yeah, right. Well, most of the so yeah, if you see that the fashion trends are like strapless tops that are like scallop topped, it means that really accentuates their armpit opening
for sure,
part.
Of course, yeah. Especially if they've got like one of them push-up bras that are happening at the same time.
Yeah, and like the super and the corseted waist.
Yeah.
You're
Did
like,
you see how much of mine actually went up? That was a lot. Too much.
You're ready for the Victoria's Secret one, right?
Damn.
Anyway, when you see, I just feel like every time you see these ladies who are like just showing off how skin and bones they are, it sort of just is like is right in line with our dark times,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe other people don't know. There's probably somebody who knows more about fashion and history that could like make a more credible observation than I'm doing, but it's just something I saw.
So now that they have a podcast, do you want to get nominated now? Do they have a podcast section?
Well, I noticed that every single one of the podcast nominees were people who do interviews. Yeah, we don't do interviews. I can interview you. Tell me, Angela. I mean, you are kind of interviewing me. So I suppose the whole time you're the host, I'm the guest every day. Every day. So maybe that works. I thought it was very interesting. One of the things that I found peculiar is that, how normally, Hollywood can't shut up about being politically active.
and saying,
Yes. I noticed this too.
did not exist.
I was waiting for someone to make a statement.
Well, I think I heard one person say, we have a dictator now, but that was it.
Yeah,
And like all the artists are,
what the fuck is that about?
what is that about? You know what it is? I'll tell you what it
It's
is.
bad.
You want to hear what it is? I know what it is. All the money in Hollywood is oligarch money. All of
God,
it.
I know.
Every goddamn drop that runs that town comes from the Bezoses, the Ellisons, you know, the Murdochs. It's all their money. That's their fucking money. They're sucking that teat.
Yeah, I did find that it didn't seem. It seemed really uncomfortable to me, but not surprising that that one battle after another is doing so much, having so much success when it's essentially a movie. First of all, it's a movie about black fetishism, which is like nobody can deny. It's really fucking super strange and awkward.
Yeah.
But it's essentially a movie where the revolutionary forces fail and the racist cabal of like elite oligarchy prevails. And I was like, oh, is that the story we're telling? Is that the story that Hollywood specifically would like to tell? Because I'm not sure that is the story that the audiences would specifically like to hear these days. You know? I found it very uncomfortable.
I gotta help out my guy Cosmic Energy. Let me help him in a minute. ABC News: West Wing actor Timothy Busfield faces charges of criminal sexual conduct of a minor child abuse. I guess I could if you'd like.
Don't shout.
I guess you could. I could if you'd like. Go. Well, he's telling me I'm cringe because I believe victims. Listen, I guess I could go and read all of the articles, but I thought I would just read the one. But it's in it's reported by everywhere. The Hollywood Reporter, the Los Angeles Times, ABC News, Apple TV, ABC Network. It's everywhere. He's going to be arrested. So, and yeah, I believe the victims at this point. If he's lucky enough to, or if he can prove that they're lying, I will gladly change my mind. But I start with the victims. What?
He was on West Wing.
He was on West Wing. That's right. He was on that big show.
But
I start with the victims. You know what I mean? Like I stay with the victims first. I'm not playing that fucking bullshit game where I'm going to be like, oh, he's not a pedophile until he's proven to be a pedophile. Right now, he's an accused pedophile, and that's bad news for him. And I'm not going to fucking pretend like he's got, that. Yeah, I'm with the kids on this one. And look, I mean, when you survive this shit, maybe that's the first thing that you want to do is believe the kids, because it's the fucking scariest thing in the world to come out. And part of what makes it so scary is this idea that he should be presumed innocent while these people lay victim. And this is the part I'm talking about in terms of the sensitivity around it. Yeah, I'm going to believe the victims first. I believed Amber Heard first. I believed her first. I did. And then when the evidence started coming up and it started to look like more like she was involved in a mutually toxic and abusive relationship where she was participating in it, that's when I started to change my mind on that matter. But I believe victims first. And I think most people should believe victims first. I do. I think what's cringe is when you try to I think it's far more cringe to say a pedophile is innocent, and, an accused pedophile, to try to protect a pedophile is far more cringe to me than an alleged pedophile than siding with the victim in the story.
Not for nothing, but
just my opinion.
Getting all hot about a comment and being challenged to provide information was exactly what happened with that you regretted so much about Guilty Angel.
Well, I'm not mad at Cosmic Urgency. He called me cringe.
Yeah, okay, but why are you getting a lot about it? It's not. Even...
Listen, I'm just saying, I'm going to defend that.
Yeah, okay, but why are you getting so upset?
I'm a passionate guy.
Okay.
I
just wanted to remind you that the last time you did that with somebody in our chat, you really regretted it.
I'm not. Listen, if Cosmic Urgency doesn't like me because I'm going to call out pedophiles when they're accused, then that's his prerogative. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not cringe. You know what I mean? I'm not cringe. I side with the victims first.
Yeah.
He's about to get charged. And then when the trial's over or whatever, or he pleads or whatever, then it is what it is. If he gets off, if he proves that these kids were liars, I'll be on his side immediately. But right now I believe the kids.
I probably won't be on his side because I never even knew he existed before he was in the news for this.
I'm talking about the story.
Not
the guy. I don't really care about the guy.
In recent tabloid news that nobody cares about or really talked about, there was an allegation of a woman who was on a few TV shows. I think recently she was on Spartacus. Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
And then most recently, I think she was on like one of those FBI or, fucking one of these cop shows. There's like a dozen, But she was, she had a divorce. She was filing for divorce and a restraining order against her husband because he started acting really erratically.
Yeah.
And she had all these allegations. And I remember him, like I knew him personally when he used to go to the same bar that I would regularly visit, and we would just hang out all the time. And he would talk about her, and I never met her because she wasn't ever out at the bar with us. But it's just really interesting to hear really horrible allegations. So I read the claims, and they're horrific. Yeah. And it's just really strange when you're like, oh, I actually know this person. I mean, socially, so I don't really. I'm certainly not going to say that.
I mean, it's not. She's not a. Yeah, you guys don't have. You don't share DNA.
I'm certainly not going to say that the person that knows him intimately is wrong about him.
Yeah.
But it's just really weird how you just do not know. You don't know what people are like, man. And it would just be foolish for me to try to defend this guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not even about defending him because the cosmic urgency isn't defending him. So to that, let's make sure that that's clear because he's not defending him. What he's saying is there's a presumption of innocence, but he's invoking a legal status that's an afforded right constitutionally and not, something that I have to follow. Mm-hmm. This is not a social thing, If, right now I'm going to side with those kids. If those kids are lying, then I hope they're exposed. And then I hope this guy his reputation is repaired. And I'll be the first one to take back anything that I said or to clarify my support of him in lieu of the new information. But, kids coming forward and saying that they were getting diddled at 7 years old just doesn't sound like a lie to me. Mm-hmm. Like it can sound like a lie to you, I guess. But right away, like I'm going to be like, okay, hear these kids, and get this guy out of the way of any of them.
Do you think you want to cover the progression of the Mangione case?
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, I love the case. We just been laying off it because apparently people were getting, blackballed and like on the algorithm, but the algorithm's not doing anything for us anyway. So we should just cover whatever we want. We got a great audience. Let's hang out and talk about everything.
I'd like to, because I don't know. I think that there's far too many people who are framing him and talking about the story as if he is the perpetrator.
Yeah.
And it's just really fucked up because nothing, like I understand why sometimes people believe like the police story, the official story that's coming from the authorities about a case. Sometimes it seems like they have done an investigation and they know who's who and what's what.
Yeah.
But in this case, it was so suspicious from the very fucking beginning all the way through everything. And I don't know why anybody would buy it. Like, it's so clear that it was such a high profile case and everyone on the internet was celebrating that I'm sure that they were like so motivated to find somebody and just make the news cycle move on, as fast as they could, because we were all like, scrolling constantly talking about the manhunt.
Yeah. By the way, to prove that innocent to proven guilty is nothing but a legal concept, I just watched the DA after Alan Jackson left the Reiner trial.
Yeah.
I just watched the DA follow up that with a declaration that he is guilty and that they are going to prove that he is guilty. There is no presumption of innocence by the DA at all right now. The burden is on the DA to prove the guilt beyond and within the confines of the law. But, just to prove my point about like, it's kind of a nonsensical thing to say. I actually think it's kind of a trap to put yourself in that, like, oh, innocent until proven guilty. I've said it myself, and I think I'll never say it again because I'm immediately recognizing the truth there, because you have DAs right now who are they're overtly talking, saying that they're the person that they've accused or persons that they're accusing them and saying that they are guilty.
I don't think it's too inconvenient or that I have to sacrifice anything just to say alleged all the time. I feel like if I was on the other side, if I was on the side of the accused, I would appreciate if people always said alleged.
Yeah, if I'm Walter fucking Cronkite, I run a podcast. You know what I mean? I've got an opinion.
You can be Walter Cronkite.
I'm not no Walter Cronkite. This just in.
Is that one of your camera wipes?
It's one of my camera wipes. It's my telegram. Hot off the press.
You had to read it real small, huh?
So the Golden Globes to me were, as I throw some ADHD out there, the Golden Globes to me were, we watched them and and it was.
Oh, but the whole time it was like a struggle.
I walked away with a bit of an existential crisis. Like I walked away and I was thinking,
every time,
why?
Why are we doing this?
I mean, the good news is that I was also playing it's a Fantasy Life. It's my new Steam Deck cozy game. So I was playing that. I was chopping wood and, getting
so
celestial
why are you guys
essence.
doing this glitz and glamour when you could just be chopping wood and decorating, your fire?
By the way, if you like cozy games, Fantasy Life is, I think Fantasy, what's it called? I don't know what it's called, but it's good.
You're doing it again.
So anyway, it was really kind of boring, wasn't it?
Yes, it was very boring. There were a few chuckles. Like I thought Wanda Sykes was wonderful.
On the one hand. On the other hand, it was like, leave atheisms and leave atheists alone.
No, you don't understand.
Pick on an atheist.
You don't understand. It was a brilliant joke because she had to accept an award on behalf.
No, and she thanked God and the trans community.
It was so smart.
I love it. It was brilliant. She was the best in the whole night.
Let me just finish.
Okay.
She had to accept an award on behalf of Ricky Gervais.
Yes.
Who is very, very vocal as an atheist.
Yes.
So she said that he just wants to thank God, which is so funny. Because that's what people do, and that's what they did all night was thank God.
And then she had to read the actual, the required reading. So she was like, well, we accept this on his behalf. But first she was like, he wants to thank God and he wants to thank the trans community.
Yeah. It's so great.
That was so good.
What I also really love is that she immediately went in and made a dig at Bill Maher because fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Cosmic Christie says that there's a Leo DiCaprio clip of him being. Angela showed me this thing. It's of him being silly at the Golden Globes, and it's gone viral since everyone thinks it's serious and boring.
Yeah, apparently he was talking to Teyana Taylor because she doesn't know what K-pop Demon Hunters is. But she wanted to find them in the audience, or she does know, and she wanted to find them in the audience. But they were all all the way back in the nosebleeds. With all the other animations.
Fucking genius is what that movie was genius. Dude,
I know, when it won, you and I were both like, I'll watch it again right now.
Yeah, we loved it. The best part about it is we watched it by just being in our channel and we were like, I think I may have heard faint things about it. It was obviously it was on my front page. But how many times have we watched an animation?
I'd like to watch more. I think it's
okay,
really
but that's not the question.
Never.
Right, never. Probably never.
Yeah, well, people are. I saw online that a bunch of dads were putting it on for their kids, whatever, and then just getting completely enthralled.
I fucking love that movie.
It was
one of the brilliant movie. I think it's a masterpiece. So anyway, yeah, DiCaprio's got this thing of him being silly, so that he's not. And well, first of all, I wrote in my book how funny he is. That
in that clip, he is playing the exact same character that you're describing him and poolside, right?
Yes, that's him.
That's him. That was him.
Yeah, that's him. That little move there where he did that shit, that's the same as when he lifted his Speedos. First of all, he was wearing Speedos. This is 1995.
But he only put them on for you guys to come over. So
yeah, there's
laugh.
Whatever, there's 8 of us or whatever in his backyard.
It's really funny.
And motherfuckers in Speedos. Who does that? First of all. But then when he ranked them up and pulled it up to where only one testicle was hanging off of each side, he had a dangling he had a double scrotum. And he was talking with an effeminate lisp.
Like he was in that scene.
It was
at the Golden Globes.
Honestly, we were all we couldn't breathe. It was so funny.
Yeah, of course.
It was again, I think he might have been the funniest person I ever knew in my life. Funny in the way that he didn't he never tried to lay jokes. There's no there's no I don't even think he has forethought. I think it's just whatever's in the moment he'll take and go with it. He's hysterical funny. He's also a fucking asshole, but he's super funny. He's a really funny asshole. Mm-hmm. Fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. So yeah. Fuck Leo. He lost. He's the loser. Look, I don't care. Actually, this is the first year I've been cheering for him. I want him to win, actually, because maybe somebody. Sure.
No way.
I want him to win for my own selfish reasons, please.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But not for that performance. Come on. He didn't even. The script says he's supposed to act like he's lost.
Yeah.
And never once in that whole, he act like he was nervous. He act like he was scared. He act like he was like angry. He never once did. I mean, it's a lot more complicated to play a character that conveys on the screen that he's lost.
Yeah.
And he never once did that. I don't know. You know, it's sometimes I watch DiCaprio and I'm like, oh, it makes sense that he's never been trained, because I don't think that he ever tries to get any deeper than what works. You know?
Well, I happen to believe that Leonardo DiCaprio is like Mozart level actor who didn't like take it all the way. Like I feel like he's lazy. He was lazy back then. Yeah. I believe he's lazy today.
That he didn't lose any weight to play Hugh Glass, a fucking 1800s mountaineer. Come on, dude, that's lazy.
But he what he does do, he does at the highest level, at the highest level. And he's really great. Like, he's one of the better actors of his generation, no doubt about it. I don't know that he's like the best actor of his generation, but I think he's one of the best actors of his generation, because he has a natural ability that is extremely difficult to achieve.
I understand, but just because he never utters a false line, does that mean that he gets to be nominated out of like hundreds of other people that also never uttered a false line in their entire year of work product? You know,
I don't know the answer to that. Huh? I don't know the answer to that, but
I don't know that he ever stretches. Like, there was I think a lot of the nominees had really challenging roles that they executed professionally and really with a lot of talent. And I just don't know that this was one. One thing that I'm never over is that Britt Lauer and Severance didn't win anything.
Listen, she only was nominated once, but I can't believe that Rhea Seehorn? Mm-hmm. What is that? Seehorn. Rhea? Mm-hmm. Rhea Seehorn. I don't get it. Hey, listen, this is a great opportunity to do a little quick Pluribus review. Can we? Pluribus didn't win for Best Show, did it? No, it didn't. What won Best Show? I can't remember.
I got the winners list here.
But Rhea Seehorn did. And we watched Pluribus, and you know, I thought Pluribus was all right. Like, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was fucking excellent, but I thought it was good. I thought Rhea Seehorn was okay. She was fine to me. To me, Britt Lauer did something that is incredible. I'm so sorry. She did something that's incredible. You know? Mm-hmm. I get so excited, you know, and then like,
what are you gulping?
I need to be on your lap. You got to pat my back.
Okay, so Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus won her category, but she was against Kathy Bates and Matlock, and I've seen a clip. It's not good.
I don't need any of that.
Kathy Bates is a wonderful actor. I don't know what she just does.
This is her last job. This is
Helen Mirren in Mobland, who I'm sure is amazing. Bella Ramsey in The Last of Us. I didn't see it. Kerry Russell in The Diplomat, who I'm sure is awesome.
Yeah.
But that she beat out Britt Lauer in Severance, who plays two characters so distinctly.
And what you pointed out, I think, is the
she
absolute,
changes from one to the other in her eyes, not even her face expression, just her eyes change, and you can see it very clearly. That is
really haven't seen it done that well, in my opinion, since Ed Norton did it in Primal Fear.
Yes.
I think that was the last time we saw it done that well, was when Ed Norton did it in Primal fucking Fear, and she didn't win. I am absolutely shocked by it. I don't know what the love is for Rhea Seehorn, and I'm not trying to, imply any kind of hatred toward her work either. I'm just saying, I don't know what the love is. It's fine. She was good. The show is good. It's not the best show ever. You know, like, will I watch season 2? Of course I will. Was it worth watching? Sure, it was worth watching. If you skipped it, you wouldn't be missing a whole lot, but it's still a good show. I give it three tiny pineapples. Season 1.
You know, it's weird because that's the only nomination that Pluribus had.
It didn't even get nominated for Best Show?
No.
See, and I agree with that.
You know, what's weird, though, is that Severance was nominated 4 times. It lost in its Best Television Series in a Drama category to The Pitt. And right. I'm sorry, but like, if everybody online, if everybody cannot stop talking about Severance, the show, week after week after week after week, maybe it might be the best television series.
I'm willing to watch, and I'm willing to watch the pilot of The Pitt. A good medical drama is definitely hard to beat if it's done right. And so I would definitely watch that.
You don't think we've seen a bunch of those already?
And you know what's really great about medical dramas in America kicks in the whole like, what do you call that? Hypochondriac.
Yeah.
And then with a good dose of hypochondria, then maybe you could be like going to use running into the emergency room and racking up tens of thousands of dollars in debt for nothing. I kid.
It's a favorite American pastime.
It is.
Podcast category.
I think. Listen, we got to submit ourselves next year.
Okay.
We'll do one interview.
Yeah, but I can't believe the telecast bumped out the best score for that. Like, come on.
Hans Zimmer was mad about it. He was outspoken.
It was Larson. Wait a second. Let me look this up.
No, Hans Zimmer said something about it.
He did?
Yeah, he said something. He said it. Pitt is brilliant, says Deanna. Brilliant.
Okay. Excuse me. Best motion picture drama was Hamnet.
I talked to Jerry Metters today, and he didn't like it. The person he was with liked it. He thought directionally it was bad, and she won. No, they won best dramatic show. Anyway, he said the girl won, whose name I can't remember, the woman who was in Hamnet. And Jerry said she thought that she came off as an amateur. Jerry's tough, though. He didn't like Frankenstein.
Jerry's tough. Yeah. He didn't like Frankenstein? Well, Jerry's wrong.
Well, it's just people get so fucking caught up in the adaptations. They don't allow they got to allow the man to do the adaptation, and I mean, not every aspect of the adaptation was perfect. I don't think it deserved to win anything really. Maybe
Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Just for the filmmaking level.
If there was like set design and shit like that, I'd be all over it.
Just for the level of detail.
Yeah.
In absolutely everything, I feel like.
But like cinematography bothered me.
Yeah, and the CGI
a lot of the time, and the CGI got ugly.
Okay, listen, I went looking for this and I found it, so I'm going to tell you about it.
All
the
right.
best original score for a motion picture was won by Ludwig Göransson.
His name was Ludwig?
Yes.
We missed an opportunity to hear somebody called Ludwig.
Yeah, they gave me fucking podcast awards instead of hearing the acceptance speech of Ludwig Göransson. For Sinners.
His name was Ludwig, and he became a composer?
Yeah, it's really great.
Wow. Did he change his name?
But he beat out Alexandre Desplat, who I'm probably butchering that name, for Frankenstein. One Battle After Another's Johnny Greenwood.
From Radiohead, of course.
Yeah. Sirat, the film, the score was by Ken Ding Ray. Hamnet was Max Richter. And then F1, the movie, was Hans Zimmer. So you're right. Hans Zimmer was nominated. So he was bummed.
There.
He was bummed that it wasn't on the telecast?
Yeah, no, he said I read a quote that I'm going to paraphrase, but in his quote, he said that he found it very upsetting that the Golden Globes would choose not to give the award on television to the composer when you consider that no film or television would work without it.
I think that if whoever is in charge of replacing Best Original Score with Best Podcast
should be fired.
Should be
tar and feathered.
I just want to know how they feel about being scolded by Hans Zimmer. Because I, for one, would curl up and I would fall on the ground in my bedroom, and then I would just roll. I would just roll until I was under the bed, and that's where you would find me 2 weeks later. That's what I would do. If Hans Zimmer was mad at me, you'd never hear from me again.
So let's talk about some of the winners. Listen, when we saw Adolescence, we were like, they're going to win everything. I didn't know when we said that they were actually going to win everything. Like when I said they're going to win everything, I was saying that to be, hyperbolic about how much I thought it was such a great show. And it really is. I mean, it's a masterpiece, really. But when I said that, I didn't know that it would like win everything. It fucking won everything. It won everything in the Golden Globes that it was nominated for, pretty much. And it obviously, killed at the other award shows. So
Adolescence.
It is. If you guys haven't seen Adolescence, it's truly a wonderful, dark, but wonderful production. It's a wonderful production. I mean, it's really, absolutely brilliant.
So grim.
It's grim. It's dark as fuck.
Okay, so Adolescence won Best Television Limited Series, Anthology Series, or Motion Picture Made for Television.
Yeah, who was it up? What was it up against?
So they beat out a show called All Her Fault, a show on Netflix called The Beast in Me, Black Mirror, Dying for Sex, and The Girlfriend.
Yeah, I want to see. I guess we could pick up Black Mirror at some point. I kind of just lost interest in it, but
Best performance by a male actor in a supporting role on television was won by, in adolescence, Owen Cooper, who's the kid. Is he the protagonist? No. Supporting role.
This
It says
kid.
right here.
I was thinking about him all day, actually. Like he kept just popping into my mind because I kept thinking about, like, first of all, it looked like it hit him, like, up on stage. I felt like I saw the moment where I was like, oh, you're not going to be the same person now.
Yeah.
Like, I could be wrong, but there was like this moment when he was doing his acceptance speech and he was first talking about how he was like, I was just this kid who was like, hey, maybe I'll give this a try. And I took a lesson and now look at me. And I was as if now this could be my imagination, but it was as if I could see like a physical change in him where it really struck him that he's something special.
In his acceptance speech, he did a couple Freudian slips where he would say things about in appreciation, but he would use negative terms.
Yeah.
So he would say,
what they dragged me
this
into.
whole year of what me and my family have gone through.
Yeah, been through, yeah.
What we've been through.
Been put through.
He
said what we put. He said,
and I was like, I understand how you would just misspeak.
Everyone just laughed at that one.
You're nervous, and I'm like a huge stage in front of all these major celebrities. Yeah. But why would you choose the negative one? So
it's so funny because
that was a little slip.
They laugh because they think they're like the hardest working people in the world, you know? Mm-hmm. Like they do. I mean, Hollywood, they're just like, oh, the work I do.
Well, they probably...
But they're intoxicated the whole time on the high of being involved in that industry. I think what that comes from
is probably that they have to pay so many assistants, right?
Yeah.
Like they have to pay so much support staff to keep their celebrity alive that, yeah, they are working super hard.
Oh, shit.
They have like a whole team. Are you listening?
Yeah, of course. I just saw Slow Car, what's up, said Ludwig is dope. He produced all the Childish Gambino albums.
Oh, sweet.
Fucking Ludwig.
Well, that's so fucking awesome that they got him for Sinners. That's like when you see who wrote so many of the Michael Jackson tracks, and it's like this dorky, tall, skinny white guy.
Yeah.
You know, some of these dudes are just like known for their talent, and they get in these spaces.
Cosmos Urgency abandoned. He did DNF'd Adolescence because he couldn't handle the camera.
Oh, continuous shot.
Well, I love that. And it's handheld mostly. So
I love that because I thought it very clearly conveys to an audience that they're immersed in this, that time is going to drag on, and that nobody in these scenes that you're seeing can get out.
Yeah.
There is no cut that conveys that maybe these people had a rest. Is that our door?
Yeah, someone's at our door.
I'll be right back.
All right. Somebody's at our door in the middle of a podcast. We don't have people come to our door ever. They're knocking on our glass too, which is weird. What else we got here? Well, let me do some. Oh, good. No Two Trolls. Yeah, I would highly recommend it. You and the husband watch it. It's a bit terrifying as a parent, though, just to tell you straight up. Yeah, Slow Car. Owen Cooper is so talented. I mean, he was in that show. I fear for him, though, and that's where I was going. And the reason I fear for him is because, like the whole Haley Joel Osment thing, like he was brilliant in that movie. And then you're just like, it's just tough, like when you peak at 10 or whatever. How old was Jesse Owens? No, what's his name? Owen Cooper.
Owen Cooper?
How old was Owen Cooper when he did that show?
I don't know.
This is like peaking when you're fucking, like he peaked. He won a fucking Golden Globe.
He was like 13 or something.
So he was like 13 years old.
That wasn't for us.
And he gave that, yeah, I overheard.
Were you nervous?
No.
It was a very polite knock. So it wasn't.
Yeah, Ice would be like, bang, 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 bang.
Fuck, dude,
I'd be down that fucking... I just hide in a closet or something. You just tell them, get a warrant.
You'd be like fucking... I'd be like Anne Franking you.
Yeah, you'd be Anne Franking my ass in a minute, bro. Be like, I'm under the floorboards. It's a Canadian under the floor. So you have no Canadians in here. When's the last time you saw a Canadian? Why are you talking like that? You're from America. Shut up!
It's not funny.
You know what Conan O'Brien says?
What is Conan O'Brien
He says this is what we should be doing. because I'm genuinely like, not genuine. I am more or less a comedian, of sorts.
I also really I prefer gallows humor. I think it's a really healthy way
Gallows
to get
humor,
through.
yeah.
I think it's a really healthy way to get through hard times.
Life is beautiful.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Life is beautiful. One of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. If you haven't seen Life is Beautiful, you should watch that movie. It's a life changer.
Back to the Golden Globes.
Yes.
So when Stephen Graham, who wrote, and I think
he's the star, right?
Yes, but I think he wrote Adolescence. He co-wrote it, maybe? I can't remember.
Yeah. He's a big shot.
Anyway, Stephen Graham from Adolescence, he won his category. Best performance by a male actor in a limited series, anthology series, or motion picture.
Unfucking-believably perfect. I mean, it was just a perfect performance in every way.
I think so, too. And it was sort of delightful, shining moment when he, in the middle of a speech, he looked over and he was like, oh shit, it's Queen Latifah.
Yeah. And what was funny is because when they did the shot to Queen Latifah, there was DiCaprio sitting basically in front of her.
Right in front of her. It's so great.
It made me feel great because there was there was the year, I think it was the year for Gangs of New York, and all the everybody was talking Leo. Everyone was just turning Leo's nips and twisting his nips, and I was just like, I wish everyone would stop.
I know he's in a movie with Daniel Day-Lewis. Who gives a shit about him? When you could talk about Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was cute because Stephen Graham is, he's not constantly talking about it, but he mentioned it in an interview, and then I looked it up. There's pictures online. He's half black. He's half Jamaican. And so a lot of people online were like, of course he loves Queen Latifah because he grew up in a Queen Latifah house.
That's so great.
But she was so massive. I love Queen Latifah. I'd be starstruck if I saw her.
Yeah, she's a big star.
I can't believe she's just like a TV cop now. It's so strange, but I'm glad she's making that money. But
and she transitioned real well.
Okay, what else are we talking about here?
Adolescence. I was really shocked that it won everything again, and I'm really happy for those guys. And I couldn't recommend it more. And we recommended it the first time. We called it. We said they were going to win everything. I really honestly didn't believe it when I said it because who can guess that shit anyway? But I think this is kind of one of those rare moments where I agree across the board on that one, 100%. Real excited for them. What else? Yeah, so there was the Britt Lauer disappointment. That was fucking a bummer. Timothée Chalamet. Listen, the thing about Chalamet, he won Best Actor in a comedy or musical, and I will say that he just comes off as so fucking arrogant. Like, the guy is obviously wildly talented, right? I mean, he kills it. He's 30 years old. He's had 5 Golden Globe nominations. I looked it up today. This is his first win, of course, which, hence his speech. If you didn't see it, it was him talking about how he was raised by a father who, I have so many daddy issues. All these people were talking about how well raised they were. And I'm like, why didn't I get well raised? Why couldn't I have been reared by somebody who cared?
Half of that room also has have parents who didn't raise them at all, and that's what put them. That's what
not the ones giving speeches.
No, but that's what made them go forward.
Yeah.
Like very famously, what about Woody Harrelson?
No, that was my thing as well, for sure.
Fucking
I was like,
Tobey Maguire.
in spite of,
he got super rich, and his dad was straight up missing.
Take it back. Take Tobey Maguire back. So anyway,
I wish I could take Tobey Maguire back.
He talked about did Chalamet being raised by a father who instilled in him gratitude, to be thankful and grateful for everything that you have in your life all around you at all times. And so he said he's always been grateful for his nominations at the Golden Globe, but he'd be lying if he said that he didn't feel disappointed when he didn't win. And, so he has a way of like saying these things that are great because it's interesting. Like, I think some of the great actors have a way of dealing with their vulnerabilities in an open way that is probably somewhat therapeutic, but also in some ways kind of revealing of their process, because, it was the year before when he won for Dylan. I can't remember which he won. I think it was the SAG Award. And he talked about how he wanted to be one of the greats and that he knows that it's not like a totally like cool thing to say out loud. He's like, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to tell you, I want to be one of the greats. I want to be remembered as one of the greats. And so anyway, he won his award. He gave this speech, which was a pretty good speech.
It's a super smart business decision because what you immediately do is become attractive to filmmakers who want somebody to do their very best. They're going to spend a ton of money on you, but they want to make sure they're not going to get the kind of celebrity who's going to be a pain in the ass or who's just kind of do what they always do. Like if you telegraph to all of Hollywood that you want to be fucking excellent, the best you could ever be in anything, then I just think it's super smart because people are going to listen to that and hire you for that.
Yeah, and he's got the talent to match. I mean, he delivers. You know, the guy. You know, I haven't seen all of his work. I haven't seen
anything that he's ever done.
Yeah, well, we did watch The One Thing.
What did we watch?
And he was really great in it.
I saw a clip on YouTube. I don't think that counts.
No. So listen, we'll watch some Chalamet, okay? We'll watch the guy. We'll see what he does. He's obviously extremely talented. He's nominated 5 times. He's 30 fucking years old. So he's obviously extremely talented. But yeah, the clips I've seen of him were impressive. And yeah, I definitely want to check him out. But he's got like, there's an arrogance and a swagger to him that's just like, oh, you know, maybe careful with that. I guess is what I felt like when I saw him. He walked off with this way like, I'm James Dean, bitch. And it's just like, you know, I don't know. It just for some reason I felt like, oh, dude, you better watch out for that. You better. I know
he definitely is making himself different than anybody else, but the way that he is so chill about it makes it sort of disarming.
You're right.
I don't know. I don't disagree with what he's saying. Like I said, I think it's smart, but
yeah,
I personally wouldn't talk like that.
No.
I don't know why he is. But, you know, whatever. Maybe he's just eccentric. I mean, that's cool. I guess the proof is in, you know, everybody thinks he's the greatest, so.
Cosmic Energy said, the arrogance thing is new. Timothy Chalamet used to be so lovely. It makes me hope that it's part of the Marty Supreme promotion.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
He's smart. He's smart enough to do that.
He also may have been changed by fame. I can't imagine what a mindfuck that is.
This is what I'm saying with that kid. I like that moment. I saw it. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I hope it doesn't change you. Because, like, there's that, you know.
He looked miserable.
Who? Owen Cooper?
Owen Cooper accepting that award on that stage. He looked miserable.
I mean, I can't imagine
just
it
like
being anything but hell.
He looked just like a kid who's made to speak at the front of the class. You know? Like, why don't you step up to the front of the class and read from this page? It looked horrible. I felt sorry for him.
I just hope he doesn't become insufferable. And I hope that for Chalamet too, because I really...
He doesn't become sad. Owen Cooper. Is that his name?
Owen Cooper, yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got? Who won? Oh, well, so what's her name from One Battle After Another One? What's her name? What's her name?
Teyana Taylor.
Teyana Taylor. She won. I think she was the first award of the night. And she went fucking...
Best performance by a female actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. So they don't even categorize
distinguish.
them.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt for The Smashing Machine. Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value. Ariana Grande for the Wicked sequel. For Sentimental Value also is Inga Ibsdottir Lilius. I probably butchered that.
You did well.
Amy Madigan for Weapons. We saw that one.
I know, and I don't remember it.
You don't remember her? You remember her.
I feel like I must have
She was caked in makeup and she played this witch woman. You remember her. She had like super strange costuming. You remember her.
Don't force me, okay?
Look up the picture of her and tell me that you don't remember this character.
What's her name? What's her goddamn name?
In Weapons, Amy Madigan.
Amy Madigan. Weapons. I'm going to be so annoyed at myself because I just don't remember this movie.
She's married to Ed Harris.
Oh, yeah, I do remember her. Oh, God, yeah, I remember her.
See? She was great.
Fucking great.
I know. I don't think that Teyana Taylor should have won. However, a lot of people...
she was amazing.
I've seen a lot of people online criticizing Teyana Taylor, her performance, and I think what they're criticizing is her role, which I don't believe was well written, but I believe that she played exactly the role she was asked to, and she played it excellently. So I think that deserves some recognition. But all of the criticisms I've seen of her performance are criticisms of the writing.
She was fucking great.
And I think it's important to
I thought she
recognize the
killed it. She was engaging as fuck. Like when she hit the screen, I didn't take my eyes off of her. And it wasn't just because she's hot. It was because she sucked me right into her character and into the movie and into the moment. And I loved it. Even the gross kissing between her and Leo was, just like it was so in character. It was so great.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she never faltered. She played like this character perfectly. There's a scene that I've mentioned before that I really appreciated, which is a bunch of elders in her family are describing her.
Yeah.
And they're describing her exactly as she's playing her. These are like wise old women who are framed as being women who know everything, right? So they're very wise, sort of like elder archetype, where what they say is true. And if they speak to you directly, they're dropping some truth on you. So
Right.
they described her and her character, and Teyana Taylor was playing that
The
perfectly.
Oracle.
One of the problems I had with Leo's performance was that they described his character, and he wasn't playing it at all. They were the ones that described him as being lost. And I was like, "Oh, okay, where's that guy?" Like, obviously these old women are right. Like, clearly that's their purpose in this scene,
Well, since you think it was the writing, Paul Thomas Anderson won for best screenplay,
which is absolute horseshit.
I loved his speech, though. I loved his speech. He said something. If you get a chance, Kylie DiCaprio's here with us today. Kylie DiCaprio, if you didn't see it, you should definitely you should listen very carefully to Paul Thomas Anderson speak about how he writes, his writing process. He kind of lays it out. It's not dissimilar to, I think, most people's writing process. I remember, I think it was Chuck Palahniuk who said... Palahniuk. Yeah. Who said, I think it was him who said, "Hey, listen, bro, if you don't want me to write it in my book, don't say it around me. If you don't want me to write it in my book, don't do it around me."
Yeah, he said that screenwriters are magpies.
Magpies is what he said. I'm just a magpie.
They just mimic.
And he did a really great job. He actually had written it out on which, like, some of the, and here's the thing, he like literally used exact lines. And that's so interesting because I do that when I write. Like, sometimes I said one of the things I do, and I'm very excited because I truly feel like I'm about to start writing, and I'm going to announce when I do, but I feel like I'm very close to starting to write.
Don't put any pressure on it.
I'm going to announce it. I'm not announcing it for any reason.
You and I are so different because I would never announce that I'm doing anything.
Yeah,
well, I would put pressure.
Well,
accountability pressure is like,
I took a seminar in the 1980s and it said, "Make a big fat claim, Dale.
know, it seems
Make
like
a big
bad
fat
advice.
claim, and that'll motivate you because you don't want to embarrass yourself and miss your big fat claim."
Yeah, that's exactly not motivating for me.
Where was I?
He was talking about writing dialogue.
So he talked about being a magpie, and he actually used actual lines from songs and other books and poems and whatever else. And so he, in his movie, and weaving them in through his story. It's almost as if, it's so interesting because here's sort of the catch on that, because on the one hand, I love it. But on the other hand, it's almost like there's a cautionary story that goes with it, because it's very important that if you're going to write stories or you're going to like take chunks of dialogue out of something like a song, right? That is congruent with the character, like perfectly congruent with the character. The character, it's as if the character had written the lyric themselves or written the line themselves. If you're taking a line from something that you've heard from somewhere else, somebody else, something else, right? Mm-hmm. This is really important because otherwise you'll end up with a collage, and you won't have like an actual cohesive character. You'll have this thing that loses its identity, or whose identity was never found because you spent too much time magpieing them. But it's otherwise a very, so it's kind of like use it very sparingly, but use it all the time. I spoke about the other day where you just like, you decide like, hey man, fucking this thing, a door, the door knock, like you could be writing right now, writing your little script or whatever. Oh, blah, 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 it's here. And then somebody knocks on your door and interrupts your shit. And you can write that into your fucking like, story. And be like,
sudden knock at the door.
Right. No, exactly. It's a very cool thing when you're doing it and you're living dynamically, creatively dynamic, in your work and in your life at the same time.
That's
There's
a great
something
way to
really
just
romantic about it. It makes life romantic around you.
That's sort of a really great way to allow the fates to dictate your creative process, someone knocks at the door, you write it down.
Oh, it's great. It does. It makes you feel like you're part of the cosmos, like the universe is conspiring through you to make this thing a reality, and it's giving everything that you need. Especially when that happens, and you're like, you fucking bang it out, and then you like read it, and you're like, oh shit, it worked. And there are times when it doesn't. Like I remember there's and this happens throughout my book, but there's I can't remember which project I was writing, but in it I wrote an Ava Brothers lyric, and it was, "All my mistakes brought me to you." And I was so proud of it. I was like, yeah, you grabbed that line, you used it, it's great. And then I went in for a rewrite like a couple of weeks, couple months, whatever it was later. And I read it and it just stuck out like a sore thumb. It was like, and this is what I mean in terms of like it's cool to be a magpie. And what's very interesting about that though, is that I ended up trying to convey, the essence, the soul of that line through, what was more appropriate to my character. Anyway, enough about that.
So the best screenplay for motion picture.
Yeah.
Paul Thomas Anderson won it for one battle after another.
He did.
I'm the more I think about that movie, the worse or the less I like it.
Huh.
I have so many more criticisms of it, the more I like ruminate. I wanted to say marinate, but it is more like ruminating.
That's funny.
Because I'm like, why the fuck? But he beat out Marty Supreme, Sinners, Hamnet. It Was Just an Accident, which might be a foreign film. And then a foreign film, Sentimental Value, for which Stellan Skarsgård won the lead.
His speech kind of made me sad.
Skarsgård's?
Yeah.
Why?
Aging is... I just wish aging was something people were... I just wish people were comfortable with aging. And I also wish that people were, like, with themselves aging. Mm-hmm. And then I wish young people would be loving and kind and generous to people who are aging. He just talked about how... He just said something about, it's because I am old. And I was like... And it wasn't like Brian Cox, I am too old.
I think the people who live in very cold, wintry countries where there's not a lot of sunlight, I think they have more of like a different perspective.
They're weathered.
Yeah, like I just feel like when you get to a certain age, you become Father Time in places like that.
Like Nikki Glaser bummed me out a little bit when she busted the. It was a really funny line on Sean Penn in her opening.
Yeah, where he looks like a leather handbag.
He looks like a handsomely aged leather handbag.
It's true because
he was so offended.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He doesn't give a fuck.
I know Sean Penn.
He knows he's fucking wrinkly and over tan.
So well, he looked that hair. What is the hair job? He's turning into Phil Spector. What was that?
Yeah, Sean Penn doesn't give a fuck.
What was that hair?
He probably had his hair styled by somebody who's like chasing him around styling it. And then he took a nap. And then he got up and went to the Golden Globes and didn't care. Because he's Sean Penn, he doesn't need to give a fuck.
It was pretty funny.
I admire him for that.
Anyway, Sean Penn didn't win. Nobody won. The only piece, obviously it won Best Comedy. Did one battle. But Benicio lost. Sean Penn lost. Mm-hmm. The younger girl lost. What's her name? Oh,
Chase Infinity.
Chasing...
Chase Infinity.
Chase Infinity.
Her real name is Chase Infinity Payne. So she...
Wow, like Forever Pain?
No, Payne is her last name.
Still hurts.
So she might have been like her, she might have gone into Hollywood and been like, my name is Chase Payne. But obviously that's a sentence. So she chose her first and middle name instead as her stage name. Which, obviously makes her stand out.
So it looks like it's going to win like Best Picture and it's going to win, maybe Best Director. It could win those two big trophies, maybe Best Script, but it doesn't look like it's going to, sweep on the acting side, which I thought.
What?
One Battle.
In the Oscars?
Yeah. But I thought One Battle was, and look, the Oscars, I think fairly, they obviously because it's music and comedy and all this other shit. So the Oscars,
I know,
usually very different than the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really mean anything. And
it doesn't mean anything. I remember very clearly, I even pulled it up, in 2006, the Best Original Screenplay Award went to Crash.
Yeah.
And I have, for a long time, I've been trying to develop a story that has intersecting storylines. And so I went and I read the screenplays of all these other these other movies and books and stuff.
Read the comps.
Yeah. For intersecting storylines, Crash is one of the most prominent ones. Oh my God. I have never read a more like racially bigoted writing in my entire life. And it's not even like in the character dialogue. It was like in the action. And it won Best Original Screenplay in 2006.
Oh, yeah.
It was so egregious, bro. I was like shocked. I can't believe it. I actually had to re-download it because I thought that I'd gotten some sort of fucking joke script. It was nuts. But that was written by Paul Haggis and Bobby Moresco.
Really?
Yeah. Weird. So I wouldn't put it past them to nominate.
Didn't Paul Haggis end up getting accused?
I think so.
I think he had like a...
But I wouldn't put it past them to have a best original screenplay or best whatever. It'd be best adapted screenplay for one battle after another, right?
Slow Car loved Battle, but the script could have been great and it was just sort of fine. Yeah, look, the filmmaking. He is a great filmmaker.
Listen, you cannot have your final image in your film be Leonardo DiCaprio winking at his own selfie in what is very, very, very obviously an Apple iPhone product placement. It is unforgivable. You can't have your movie conclude like that and be taken seriously. Not on my watch.
Wait, Once Were Warriors. We saw that. We saw that, right?
I don't know what that is.
I know this movie. I saw this movie. I'll watch it again because I haven't seen it since way back when, but I know this movie. Yeah, we'll watch this. We're getting a request from No Two Trolls to watch Once Were Warriors. Absolutely will.
What's it about? No
A
spoilers.
family descended from Maori warriors is...
Maori.
Okay. is bedeviled by a violent father and societal problems of being treated as outcasts. I saw this back in the day.
You did?
Yes.
What year is it?
It is...
You're not supposed to whistle at night.
1990,
That's how you conjure the spirits.
1994.
94?
Yeah, I think I saw this in the theaters in 1994.
We'll watch it. Save it. Because, it comes time to watch a movie and then we're like, what were we supposed to do?
We'll watch it this weekend.
Do you know what happens if you whistle at night?
Yeah, the devils come? What is it?
You conjure malevolent spirits out of the woods to come and snag you and take you away.
Text me Once We're Warriors. I love it. We'll watch that shit for sure. So, I definitely want to see those other nominees. We've got some watching to do.
We got some watching to do. You have been glued to your TV watching sports. So
yeah, well, the
that's why
Eagles
we
are
have
fucking done. Oh, I can't wait for baseball. Am I right? I think I saw Tanner here. Tanner, what's up? I hope you didn't split right away. Anyway, Happy New Year, bud. If you did, as soon as I said baseball, like, where's Tanner? I think the Phils are going to make a big signing soon. Oh, you'll see. All right, so back on the Golden Globes. So what else?
I don't know that there's so much more to talk about. How did you think about the host?
Well, Nikki Glaser. Yeah, again, I really feel like there was an air of censorship about the whole thing. The whole thing felt to me like, wow, you guys are really smiling and dialing.
You're not even going to mention it as just like, even in like a covert way.
Like Nikki Glaser didn't make one political joke.
Yeah.
Not one. Uh-huh. I mean, we are in...
Do you think it's because do you think that, I hate the phrase the chilling effect, because I feel like that's really, it kind of doesn't really convey the severity of it. But do you think that what happened to Colbert has a chilling effect on all of these other productions? That you don't criticize this authoritarian?
I do think that...
Or else he'll do authoritarian shit?
I do think that it's highly possible that at least some worry about backlash. Not Mark Ruffalo. He was on the red carpet calling Trump a pedophile.
Mark Ruffalo's a honey badger. He don't give a fuck.
Rapist and... Yeah, exactly.
You can count on him.
He's a fucking honey badger. You're right about that.
The promos for the Golden Globes, when we'd be watching TV and they'd be advertising it.
Yeah.
Were so fucking painful that I was expecting Nikki Glaser to be really obnoxious and like.
She was fine.
And I thought she was great.
Yeah, she was fine.
I understand why they brought her back, because she doesn't make anybody upset. She does the job.
No, she drives the bus. It's good. She's entertaining enough. I still think the award shows themselves are pretty dry stuff, I think moving the Oscars online is a really smart idea because people can maybe drop some F-bombs and stuff and get real.
Is that what they can't when it's on?
Well, networks are following,
Right.
the
FCC guidelines.
FCC guidelines. So, nope. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, who else? Well, yeah, obviously, Paul Thomas Anderson won for Best Director. And yeah, the guy's fucking amazing what he does. He knows how to make a movie. He knows how to make a real good movie. Is it deserved? I can't say
He
because
knows how to make a real good movie about race fetishism.
Yeah, I mean, whatever his subject is, I suppose.
I can't believe it, man. He knows how to make a really good movie about how revolutionaries are all bumbling idiots and they always fail no matter what. In this current time? When I heard he was making this movie, right?
Yeah.
And it was being marketed, obviously, by PR agencies that work for the studio. It was being marketed as like a movie about revolutionaries, and they kept tying it to Trump and our current times. And then it seems like a total propaganda piece that is very anti-revolutionary when you finally watch it. It's very confusing.
It definitely didn't feel...
fucking like it.
I agree.
And it just seems like another result of corporate seizure of this art form to me. I don't know. I mean, like, it's hard not to make a conspiracy theory about, like, why are you telling that story now? Weird.
K-pop Demon Hunters, by the way. That won for Best Animation, but it also won for Best Song.
Yeah.
And that girl... Dude, so she goes up, she does this, like, she wants to be like the inspirational speech of the evening. Do you know? She wants to like...
She was the inspirational
imbue
speech
like
of the
people
evening.
with the art of dream.
Yeah.
And she was doing a pretty good job. Like she was, she's talking about how she was like, basically being laughed at. She wanted to be a K-pop star and she was basically being laughed at, and now look at her. But what's interesting about it was that she was giving this like really like powerful speech or whatever. And then this nerdy ass dude who I guess co-wrote the song, he's like, okay, well, I just wanted to say, and he started going down the list of things. So he was like, blah, 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 over at blah, blah, blah.
He like cut
IBM
in.
this and
it was
he cut
so
in.
rude.
So he does this whole thing. And that was like lame. And you can almost see it on her face where she was like, fuck her, this is my moment, So he takes the moment back from her. And then she goes and grabs it back as the music comes. And she's like, I just want to say one more thing. And then what was weird is that she just picked up right back where she left off.
She fucking got interrupted in the middle of
I know, but it was
speech,
still...
which she would have had time for if he had just shut up.
Sometimes you got to let it go, though. Like, no slight on her. It was her moment or whatever. And she went to try to grab it back or whatever. But it was just like, especially because she was like, I just have one more thing to say after she was obviously interrupted by this dude who was instantly forgettable. And she... try to pick up like same level of passion. Like she got right like to the tremble in her voice. And,
yeah,
like,
it was really, really great.
Yeah.
I think that it would have been very wise, since he just had a list of people to thank, if he just kept that to himself and went and thanked those people, because he didn't get any time at the mic because she took it all. And that's fine. He should have just let her have that, because it ended up making him look super weird, especially being like the man in the situation.
Yeah.
It was a bad look. I think the best person to handle it was Steven Spielberg, because he's obviously the fucking biggest pro. So he took the mic, he did his little speech, and then he even edited in a segue to bring up Chloe Zhao so that
guys,
she could
the guy, he's not worth $7 billion for nothing.
Yeah, I know. The guy's a total fucking pro at everything.
He knows
I just love so much that he got his start in making car crash movies.
He did. It was a good watch. So so Hamnet won for best drama. So I guess it's between those two right now, front runners going in for the Oscar.
I think it's still got to be between Sinners and One Battle After Another.
Sinners did not perform well at all as the night goes in terms of wins versus nominations.
Yeah, but didn't they win that?
And Michael B. Jordan wasn't even in the action.
They made up a category about best box office.
Yeah.
How much was that just like, okay, fine, here, fucking take this?
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
It was a weird one.
What the fuck is that?
That award's cinematic... Best cinematic and box office experience or whatever. Achievement, yeah. What was that for, like, so they could, like, they probably created that for Jason Blum movies.
Yeah.
It was like, he made it for 5 pennies and it made $700 million and he gave none of it to the people who made it. I kid. He's
what
Jason
is
Blum,
the
fair
Golden
to his
Globes?
filmmakers as far as I know.
They just invented a award show?
Who?
The Golden, like, because the SAG Awards are from the union.
No, that's from the
Oscars
Foreign Press or whatever, right?
Golden Globes is
Golden Globes is the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that counts.
So
that makes sense, I guess. It doesn't make sense that they would have a podcast category, but I guess it makes sense that they would have a best box office achievement.
Hollywood Foreign Press Association was a nonprofit organization for journalists and photographers who reported on American entertainment industry, predominantly foreign media markets. Golden Globes. The 83rd Golden Globes was an annual award ceremony that honored excellence. Shut up.
That's really funny, babe.
Okay. Anyway, who knows? Yeah. You know, like whatever. People wake up. The fucking Oscars were just made up. They were just like,
Yeah, they were just made up.
Hey, everyone knows we're debaucherous and immoral. We need to do something about it. What if we were to actually cover ourselves with clothing?
Real nice clothing.
Real nice clothing. Show up in, tuxes and
Diamonds.
gowns.
Yep.
And we'll parade ourselves in a manner that makes us look highly sophisticated.
Like we have table manners.
And totally, like befitting of a
high class society.
A high class society. And that's why they were created. They were created at the Biltmore in Los Angeles. If you're in Los Angeles, you can go to the Biltmore. I think it's the Biltmore downtown, and they have in cases they have like some of the original stuff that was like drafted up on paper or even napkins or something as it regards the show. Because I think I think it was like anyway, some legend around it. But the Oscars were basically created in order to try and mitigate the damage to the reputation of Hollywood because of the debauchery of the time. Because Hollywood,
because they had such a bad reputation.
well, they were just being like debaucherous and having their like orgies.
Their orgies.
Their orgies.
The celebrities are having orgies
They
again.
are disgusting orgies. Hey, do you know who? Did you ever see Johnny Dangerously? It stars Michael Keaton.
I have not.
It's Amy Heckerling, actually. You know who she is?
Yes.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Why is he named Johnny? Is he named Johnny Dangerously in the film?
Yes. He says
names
the
himself?
name's Johnny Dangerously. Yeah, Johnny Dangerously. His name is Johnny
Is
Dangerously.
it like a satire?
So the guy who plays, I'll put your farging bells in a sling. He was this guy who created this, like, the script was all this like cursing, but in this like farging. So everybody, when that show came out, everyone was doing it. Like at school and stuff, we were like, you are nothing but a farging ice hole, because he calls them ice holes. And anyway, that guy died. The guy who does the farging ice hole.
Did he ever do anything else?
You farging ice hole!
Did he ever do anything else, or was he totally typecast as this fucking bonkers character?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, Johnny Dangerously. You got to see Johnny Dangerously. You love Michael Keaton. It's a classic Michael Keaton. 1984. Oh, you were too.
We got some catching up to do with these movies. They're not all on streaming, so I'm not sure what we're
Joe
supposed to do about it.
Piscopo. The fuck is that guy doing?
What a random thing to just say.
Remember him, don't
That
you?
was such a huge leap.
Dom DeLuise. This movie, bro.
Joe Piscopo. Like, we can't all see your screen. It's just a fucking super
He's
random name.
like the last time I ever saw, like, when's the last time I said that guy's fucking name? Piscopo.
Now I'm going
right.
to say it all the time.
Richard Dimitri. Yeah, Richard Dimitri. He just died December 18th, 2025.
Joe Piscopo is still with us. And it's really funny because when you look up his name, he has these pictures where he is so buff and like covered in orange bronzer and like flexing on a motorcycle. Because
Really?
he was a bodybuilder, right?
Yes.
But he was also a comedian.
He was ripped. Yes.
What a fucking weird career.
He's a stand-up comic, yeah. That's how I, kind
And a
of
conservative radio talk show host. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's that.
He was also a cast member on Saturday Night Live for 4 years in the 80s.
But check out this cast. Michael Keaton, Joe Piscopo, Mary Lou Henner, Maureen Stapleton, Peter Boyle, Griffin Dunn, Glynis O'Connor, I don't know who that is, Tom DeLuise. Do you remember him?
Dom DeLuise.
Dom DeLuise. Tom's his brother.
Tom's his brother.
Tom's his brother. Tom and Dom.
I remember my family were really into Dom DeLuise for some reason I can't
The
understand.
late, great Richard Dimitri. To answer your question, by the way, Mr. Dimitri, he's last credited in Tracy Takes On. Do you remember that show?
Yeah,
HBO.
that was in the 90s,
This was
right?
the birth of, that's what gave birth to The Simpsons, was on Tracy Takes On. Did you know that? The very first Simpson clips were on there. There was like Homer and, yeah. Anyway, so Tracy Takes On, 1997 to 1999. So he'd been retired a good long time. But he did a few things after Johnny Dangerously. Let It Ride. Everyone remembers that.
Tracy Ullman was such a huge star. Whatever happened to her?
Well, let's not go down every rabbit hole.
Who did she play in The Simpsons? Did she play anybody? She played Marge, right?
She played...
I can't remember.
No, Tracy Ullman?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know who she played.
That's a good one. Okay, what else?
Okay, so who else? Who haven't we covered yet? We got... what else did we miss? Did we miss anything here? We got Best Picture. Hamnet, I didn't see it. I do want to see it. Jerry made me less excited too, which is kind of cool because he lowers the expectation.
Yeah.
Oh, Brazil won. Congratulations, Brazil.
A Brazilian film.
A Brazilian film. Which one was it? Can you look it up?
Yes.
That's exciting for me because I love Brazilian filmmaking. So I love, this was, he called it an unexpected box office smash back home. Thanking the Brazilian people for making it an unlikely box office hit. So your dad has probably seen it.
I forget what it's called.
Maybe Hanada has seen it. Well, just look at the damn winners. Do I got to do everything around here?
I'm trying. Here we go. Best original, best podcast. Fuck. Sorry.
We're going to get nominated, Angela, next year.
Next year?
Yeah.
It's going to be our year.
Yeah. We're going to get nominated. Oh, Seth Rogen. He won the fucking night for comedies in TV. Best comedy series, best comedy funny fucking guy.
I have to scroll through the whole thing because I can't search for any of the names because I don't know them.
God damn it.
Sorry. The Secret Agent.
That's what it's called. Yes. The Secret Agent. So that was really exciting. I'm sorry. I should have been. Yeah, 2025. The Secret Agent is... I don't know where you can see it. Won 2 awards at the 80... Oh, look at that. That's so cool. I did a search for a Secret Agent, and then Google did an animation invading my privacy and said it won 2 awards. It won 2 awards.
Yeah, the actor won. The lead actor.
Oh.
The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and It Was Just an Accident, I think are all 3 foreign films.
Yes. Oh, they won Best Actor at Cannes. Remember He Thanked Cannes? Which was pretty cool. Anyway, I want to see that movie. I don't know where we can.
It didn't show up?
It's got tickets only.
Oh, okay, so it's still in theaters.
Fucking theaters.
I know, we should look for the ones last year.
Everyone
we couldn't see then.
Everyone was, it's at Cine. We could go to Cine and see it.
Too bad.
Everyone's got, everyone's promoting going to the movie theaters, trying to revive. They don't want it to die.
Yeah, they'll make those statements, but they won't make statements about any of the fucking political shenanigans that are going on.
Well, one's directly involved in their industry.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
Yeah.
But isn't that weird?
I mean, George Clooney did say "bienvenue" or whatever.
I know. He was making fun of the controversy about him becoming a French citizen.
He's like, so you see,
that was also a delightful moment because I think everybody forgets Don Cheadle is so extremely wonderful and charming every time you see him act or do anything, and so he came out and he did a little bit with George Clooney, which was wonderful.
It was a good bit. What else we got? Rose Byrne won If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Actress in a musical or comedy. I want to see that.
I feel bad we haven't seen any of these.
Sinners won for
Are we doing
also...
a bad job? I don't know that we're going to win our podcast category if we're not on top of the most current events. When it comes to entertainment, Dale.
Did you know that they give these weird names? Like Sarah Jessica Parker won the Carol Burnett Award?
No. What? It's a comedy award?
I guess. I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, it's got to be a comedy award, right?
Noah Wiley won. I thought his acceptance speech was total class. Mm-hmm. He was another one who gave me parent envy. He was raised by, he was like, I was raised in a family that had a deep appreciation and love for art.
I don't know how true it is, but somebody on Twitter was running their mouth about how he's a bad person.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know because people can just do that,
I'm not going to change my opinion of it until I know innocent until proven guilty. Am I right?
Yeah, that's true.
Michelle Williams won for Dying for Sex, but she was not there to accept.
Oh, okay. I kind of remember that.
I want to see her. I love her. I think she's great. What was that one? Blue Valentine. I loved it. Did you ever see that?
I did.
With Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, I didn't think it was as great as everybody said it was.
I fucking loved it. I watched it twice. It was like Francis.
Look it up. Can we see Song Sung Blue yet on the streamers?
Songs.
I have to look at all of these and see what we can watch at home. I know that we can watch Begonia, which we should, like immediately.
Yeah, we'll watch Begonia. It's tout sweet, as they say in France. Songs on Blue. It is... Nope, get your tickets now.
Okay.
I don't know what they're thinking they're going to win in the box office because it's nothing. Mm-hmm. Just let it go. Let it go. You want to do some crowd work?
Yes. Deanne said, this is random. I'm sure this has something to do with what's going on in the chat, but the first one I saw was Deanne said, country music killed the aliens.
That's pretty fucking hilarious. I thought it was, what's his name?
Oh, this is really funny. Slow Car's making jokes.
I
have always imagined that the Hollywood Foreign Press is like one giant being, like Cthulhu. Like one like roiling blob of an entity.
Yeah.
Several entities all as one. We are the Hollywood Foreign Press.
We are the Hollywood Foreign Press. No, I thought it was Tom Jones that killed the aliens. Remember?
Yeah, I do. Just like it was yesterday. Cosmic Urgency said Golden Globes is just random journalists who found a way to get their butts kissed by celebrities.
I mean, listen, can you blame them, dude? I got taken out by celebrities once. That was the Randy Quaid. And they took me to this restaurant where my meal was like $150. I've never had $150 meal in my life, except for the one that Randy Quaid gave me.
I took you on a date for an expensive meal.
No, we hit the sushi that night. That's true.
We hit the motherfucking sushi.
We hit the fucking sushi that night. I was like, man, this chick is crazy.
I was like, I think that this guy is not going to be turned off by my enormous appetite. I'm going to take us out for sushi and I'm going to consume everything.
We ate the place.
I ate the place, yeah.
Out of fish and rice.
Because I am a bottomless pit when it comes to sushi. I don't know why I can put it back, but it is expensive. And I just felt like doing it.
Feels Bad Man is here? That's exciting.
Feels bad, man.
Don't forget to like the live. God damn it.
God damn it. Cosmic Urgency said, I don't think I've ever heard a Grateful Dead song, but Jay Ferguson is cute. If you were going to...
You've certainly heard a Grateful Dead song.
Yes.
You've heard Truckin' for
sure. You've heard a Grateful Dead song.
And you probably heard...
By osmosis.
Yeah.
But if you were going to recommend one Grateful Dead song that would reach across, not one of those fucking twinkly-ass jam band songs, but like one that you thought could convince somebody who doesn't listen to the Grateful Dead that they are a good band.
I'll go with Casey Jones, probably. If it's about like reaching people, I'd go with Casey Jones, probably.
And what if it's about their artistry? Like the best song they ever wrote, in your opinion?
I'm not qualified enough for that. I can't. It's too much of a burden. Any Grateful Dead fan, like true Deadhead, that would come across me saying that, they'd be like, this guy's a fucking joke.
There's a million lists online.
It's impossible for me to.
You can definitely find this information from other people who do rank.
Listen, I have a lot of Grateful Dead songs that I love. You know, whether it's Ramble on Rose, Ramble on Rose, or like whatever. I mean, you kind of put me on the spot, but there's like a bunch that I love. Ripple. Who doesn't love Ripple?
I prefer the Bob Weir singing songs.
Well, okay. You know, which is your favorite then?
My favorite? I don't really remember the titles.
That's fair. I'm bad at it too. I'm very bad at it. Anyway, Grateful Dead. Love them. You know what? Here's what I recommend with the Grateful Dead, man. Try to find like a very early studio record. Because if you jump right into their live bootleggy stuff.
It goes on forever.
Well, and yeah, well, they get into the jam bandy stuff, but also...
They'll be like, this song is really great at these 14 different venues that they played, and they'll give you audio tracks for each one.
And there's a lot of bootleg recordings, so the recordings aren't great. It's when you fall in love with them that you start really kind of digging into the crazy archive. But I'm kind of like, you know, they're kind of put it on, and I don't like going, like, follow every track that I'm listening to. I just love them, generally. Garcia and Weir are just two of my favorite guitarists ever.
I saw a clip of a podcast where two people were talking about how
Leo's at the door is what DiCaprio said. Kindly DiCaprio.
it's him.
He wouldn't be tapping so nice. He'd be breaking that window. Or he'd have somebody knocking for him.
I saw a podcast clip where two people were talking about the Beatles. And the lady, it was a lady and a dude who were talking. And he was absolutely aghast and in disbelief that she thought that the Beatles sucked.
Really?
And then he went to name songs. He was like, oh, come on. You don't think that this song is good? And he names their most obnoxious songs.
Like what? Like I Want to Hold Your Hand?
No, he said like Yellow Submarine.
What?
I know.
That whole album can go to hell as far as I'm concerned.
Totally. He said Sgt. Pepper's.
People love that record, but it is not my favorite record.
I know, but if somebody hates the Beatles, you're not going to mention fucking Sgt. Pepper's. It's like so annoying.
No, you go like Eleanor Rigsby or Bigsby or whatever.
Eleanor Rigby.
Rigby.
Yeah, or you'd be like, I don't know, fucking
like
Let
anything
It
from
Be.
like anything from Abbey Road or whatever.
It's just really funny.
Talking
yesterday.
about a revolution.
Yeah, exactly. Helter Skelter. Come on. But I was just so upset because they were both discussing where he was trying to convince her that the Beatles was a good band. And she was like, no, they suck. And he was only recommending the worst songs. And I was like, come on, dude, you're a representative now. You got to do better.
Come on.
So that's how I felt like being put on the spot with Grateful Dead. I was like, okay, Dale, you can come up with some good songs to convince the people in the chat that they're a really good band. And when you couldn't and you put it on me, I was like, ah.
I got you.
I fucking froze.
Cosmic Urgency said that Owen Cooper's going to be in the upcoming Wuthering Heights. I really want to read this book. I got to read this book. I'm in the middle of reading Imprezzo right now by Sally Rooney. I'm enjoying
Intermezzo.
it. Intermezzo, I mean. I'm enjoying it.
I'm bummed that you haven't read Train Dreams so that we can watch the movie together.
Well, I'm going to read it after I read this fucking book.
I know, but that book is big and Train Dreams is skinny.
This I'm
So
you know, I have to take
it could take you 2 mornings.
Dude, I have and I can't like get into like the medicine, but I may have found a way to manage my headaches. I wasn't reading because I was just in headaches every morning. I couldn't I hurt my
trying
eyes.
To just like close your eyes and go back to sleep.
Well, just using my eyes like in a book. Like I could stare at like videos or whatever, but like when you're reading, like going back and forth, it seemed to exacerbate my head pain. This is the first time I've been in a live without a headache in I don't know how long. And I'm
Dale's on the mend.
I feel great.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh man, let it last. Let it last.
Okay, so you're gonna read Train Dreams.
After this. Yeah.
No, before you finish this.
No, I don't do that. That's you. You're I'm a fixed Scorpio, bro. I'm gonna read it until it's done and then I'll read something else. I don't skip
reading like
books.
6 books right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not finishing any
I'm
of
reading
them.
one book and that's it.
I know. I'm bad. I got the ADD.
No Troll said I was being funny, but I don't know what about. It happens on occasion.
Oh, that's cute. No Two Troll says, asking DN, do you know any Portuguese? I wish I could speak Portuguese. I love that Renata and Angela are from Brazil. I'm not from Brazil. I don't know if you can tell from my accent. I just have family there. I speak Portuguese maybe like a not toddler, but like a child would.
Yeah.
I have like child fluency in Portuguese.
Yeah, well, you can hear things and you can capture most of it, and you can also get by.
I can understand more than I can speak, but it is really, really frustrating. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like I like to be able to choose words and speak with some sort of command of the language.
You're Mercury ruled.
And not being able to do that in another language is so frustrating.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get into groups of people in Brazil who are like, like adults talking. They always will talk about like, world events or, the art criticism or some sort of thing. Like these sorts of conversations I really enjoy being a part of. And it's just so fucking aggravating that I can't ever like come up with words to even participate. So I just have to listen and try and follow along. So I wouldn't say that I speak it, but I can get around. I would like to be fluent, but it's
Sam David said, because sushi doesn't fill you up, you can eat a whole school of fish.
You can eat a whole school of fish. That's right. And it'll cost you $5 million.
I make veggie sushi for us from scratch.
Yeah.
It's really fun, but we get full as fuck.
Yes.
We eat 5 hand rolls.
I have like a developing conspiracy theory that they put something in the sushi at the expensive restaurants that allows you to keep eating and eating and eating, because when we make it at home, it is so fucking filling.
If you're ever in Los Angeles, go to Nozawa. There's one of them in, and I don't know if Chef Nozawa is at any. I think he's at the Beverly Hills location actually. So there's one in Beverly Hills. Check it out.
That's so fancy.
But listen, when I went to Nozawa, it was still expensive as fuck. But he was in a strip mall. And the first time I went to Nozawa is when I broke my vegetarianism of 14 years.
On some good sushi.
We went to Nozawa.
Was it orgasmic?
Well, here's what happened. We went to Nozawa. And I'm with my ex and Artie Robb and Amy Israel and a couple other people. And and when you sit down in Nozawa, remember that ponzu tuna I made for us?
Yes.
Well, where I got that from was from Nozawa. That was a taste it now make it situation. So anyway, they opened with that. Well, when my ex-wife put that in her mouth, and I'm a vegetarian, she put that in her mouth.
And her eyes were.
I've never seen her react like that. It was intimidating like as fuck. I was like, wow, I have never pleased you. Like it was a blow to my ego. Like I was like, so that's what it looks like. She was absolutely out of her mind. And so much so that I had already been at that point because DiCaprio introduced us to this doctor called Tim Reyes. And he was an Oriental medical doctor. And I was a vegetarian. I got super sick. He ended up diagnosing me, but not diagnosing me because he's not allowed legally to diagnose me. But he said if he could diagnose me legally, he would tell me that I had an amoeba in my kidney, which is very interesting. So then I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He was like, yeah. And I had to take all these like, and I was losing weight. I was down to 130 pounds, whatever. This guy, he corrects me and it worked. And
you're all better.
And I'm all better now. But
that's crazy.
What he said to me, as a vegetarian, he himself was a vegetarian for 14 years. He studied some shit up in Germany, did Timothy Ray, and he learned there that they believe that enzymes and proteins that were raised on in our first 5 years are required through life for optimal health.
So I got to keep eating a ton of mac and cheese and hot dogs, basically.
So what he said is if you were raised on pork protein and beef protein and fish protein and so on and so forth. If you were raised on that in your first 5 years, then he told me I should eat little cubes of beef. And I was like a activist vegetarian. I was like, motherfucker, you're out of your mind. Fuck you. I'll die first. But it weighed on me for 2 years. So he said that. And for 2 years, I kept thinking about it. Like, fuck, baby. What? Like, what about optimal health, Dale? And shit, man. Did your parents fuck you? You got to eat meat now?
Spaghetti and
all this
meatballs
stuff
every day of your life.
So, 2 years of just this inner dialogue, thanks to Tim Ray, and where we go to this fucking sushi restaurant, and Angela, my ex-wife's name was also Angela, she fucking put this fucking tuna in her mouth, and she melted before my eyes. She could not believe the flavor in her mouth. And I was like, and I went, and Tim Ray was like, you should eat, in my ear, you should eat the protein you were raised on. And I was like, I have an out. Also, I don't know if you know this about sushi chefs, but if you go to like prominent sushi chefs, in Los Angeles, at least, you can offend them very easily, and some will kick you the fuck out of your restaurant.
This is how it goes, I think.
Well, Nozawa was one of those who would kick you the fuck out of his restaurant, and he didn't at that time have any menu. So when you would go to his, you sit down and you just tell him what you can't eat. So when I told the waiter I don't eat fish, he was just like,
and why are you here?
Do you know where you are?
Yeah.
Do you know what we do? It was problematic. So I was like, can I get an avocado roll? And his eyes, I was like,
you want me to put cream cheese in a fucking...
It was like I stood up and slapped him. It was like I stood up and I fucking slapped him right across the face. He looked at me like I was the most offensive person in the room.
Of course.
I was insecure about it.
Yeah.
And he left, and then the murmur at the table was, he might kick Dale out. If he tells the chef that.
You made him angry?
So fucking somebody from our table went up and said, don't ask the chef. Just don't. Because they were afraid we were going to get kicked out.
Like, this guy's stupid. He doesn't know what he wants.
So then I ended up caving, and I was like, I'll eat whatever the man brings me, because that's what it was.
And there's spit in all of it.
It was the greatest one of the greatest meals I ever had.
I had the same experience. The place I would recommend in Los Angeles is probably a little bit less expensive, but still pretty nice. Like, you should, it's $100 plus here on Google.
On the Googs?
It is on Hollywood Boulevard. in our old neighborhood. Like, I know that you and I walked there for a
Yeah, we
date.
did. Yep.
And it is called Sushi Ike, spelled like Sushi Ike. And it is so good. But I remember having that same experience.
It was
where
great.
like I just I never ordered from a menu because I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at anyway. So I would just sit at the counter and have them make whatever, and it was such a wonderful way to enjoy sushi. So they just give you this whole fucking tasting menu, and you know, obviously it costs a fortune, but fucking whatever, you come prepared. And then and I remember
Yeah,
having
you're not going there for Big Mac prices.
I remember having that like eye rolling experience. Like, how can these textures and flavors be melding like that just in my one mouth?
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
a miracle.
It's amazing.
I love when that happens, man.
It's such an art form.
It is.
I can't believe that people go to like, so we have like one of those really commercial sushi places because it's a college town and
Yeah,
nobody gives a
here we
fuck.
do, yeah.
And it's so fucking gross compared to these nice places.
Yeah.
Like, don't ever
They have,
sell
like,
yourself short.
Philadelphia cheesesteak roll.
I
and-
know. Go eat something else. Like, go get
fuck you
like,
talking
you
about?
know, Korean barbecue or some fucking teriyaki or something.
One of the things that makes Nozawa so special is that his sushi rice is it's just an unbelievable thing. And part of it is that he serves it at a very specific temperature and it's warm.
Ooh.
So when you get your rolls, like especially your hand rolls, when you bite into them, it's like, you know, like the warmth of like, you know, how they serve the towels. It's like that warm. That kind of
Amazing.
warmth. It's like maybe it's like 95 degrees or something.
You got to step up your sushi game,
And you
bro.
and you bite into it and everything just sinks into it and you're just like, oh my God, what is happening right now? I want it bad.
Are we going to have that tomorrow?
Well, yeah, maybe I will go I got to get a ripe avocado. Cosmic Emergency, Love Sergeant Pepper. I have to give that record more of a shot because I think I don't know. We have it. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, we have a bunch of Beatles records, but it's definitely not my favorite. It is, some of their stuff just got kind of like, when they had a whole phase where they started getting really shouty. Like, they started out shouty with like, I Want to Hold Your Hand.
There's a lot of that in White.
And then they had like a phase where they got shouty again with Sgt. Pepper's. And that's just, both of those phases I just don't have any interest in.
Some of their shouty stuff is so good. I think probably my favorite record is the White Album, probably just because it's just so prolific. But I don't know, Abbey Road I love, even though that's kind of technically their last record. Technically.
Sam David Jr. said, I'm a Scorpio rising too. We have to consume first, take it in, and then move on.
Correct.
Is that true?
That's true. There's no like, I can't be jumping, doing this thing, doing that thing. I got to finish my thing. I'm in the middle of a book. I finished the book. I tried to go with like, I can read a nonfiction, fiction at the same time, and that fucked me up. I can't do it.
Hanada said Brazilians put cream cheese on sushi. And also dulce de leche and guava marmalade. It's insane.
I would imagine that in Brazil, you can find some pretty great fucking sushi with all the Japanese there.
You would think. Maybe in Sao Paulo, you could probably find really good sushi because it's got a huge... Apparently, Sao Paulo has the largest population of Japanese people anywhere in the world outside of Japan. Or maybe, you know, it did 20 years ago. So yeah, you'd probably find some pretty good sushi restaurants. But they do weird stuff with international food in Brazil. Like, for instance, they have pizza, which is normal, like thin crust, tomato sauce, cheese pizza. And then they put mustard and ketchup on it, and they eat it with a knife and fork.
No, that's illegal.
I've seen it.
No, it's illegal.
But if you've ever had a cheese pizza with like yellow mustard on it, it's actually pretty good. Don't
Cosmic
shoot the
Emergency said
messenger.
that he was at an Italian place and he asked for pineapple pizza once, and the guy did a cross with his fingers at me. Well, in Canada, bro, we eat that shit like for reals.
That's such a funny reaction.
Hawaiian
Where he
pizzas,
was
I
like,
love
the
them.
demon has entered my restaurant. That is so funny. He crossed himself.
Slow Car's asking, did the Beatles kind of invent metal with Helter Skelter? They did not.
No.
The real first metal songs that I'm aware of were Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath was really the sound where everyone was like, excuse me? Obviously there was Deep Purple, and there were, you know, and you could even go into Cream, but I think the metal sound came from, and they don't even like it or didn't, but Black Sabbath didn't like being called a metal band. and Ozzy didn't, and then he embraced it because it was really Sharon Osbourne who was like, "You got to go with this metal thing, Ozzy." He was like, "I'm a fucking metal. I'm a fucking."
I know.
You know, he wanted to be.
She was like marketing Ozzy, exploiting your fame.
And then and then all you hear him sing is "Hey, metalheads" and all this shit now because he just like he bought that shit. He was like, "Wow, that pays the rent. I'm going to do that shit." It's like writing to market.
Slowcar said that Begonia was great and also recommend the South Korean movie it's based on. So I saved that because that would make a really good double feature.
Let's do that. Be a fun review, right? How many tiny pineapples do you give Pluribus?
Pluribus?
Yeah.
I give Pluribus 4 tiny pineapples.
Wow, that's extraordinary.
4 strong, robust, ripe, cutting into it. It's sweet and juicy, tiny pineapples.
Wow.
I'm very pleased with that show. I was delighted, the whole thing. I personally really like when sci-fi and fantasy.
I'll give it 3.5. I'll give it 3.5. I gave it 3 earlier and I was being harsh in the moment.
I personally really like when sci-fi or fantasy takes place in our ordinary world. Because maybe I'm not very imaginative, you know? Like maybe I'm just not very creative.
Did you like E.T.?
I don't like to have to buy into a different world. Like the world building that people do on television and movies always just seems kind of...
Can be exhausting.
Forced,
you
know? I don't really get the full buy-in.
Yeah.
But I really, really enjoy when they make their ordinary world suddenly different and everybody has to cope.
It gets particularly annoying when people like write their own language for their movie.
Oh, yeah.
Or for their book. Remember that guy that you when you were serving coffee and that guy?
Oh my God, this was so great. So
he wrote an alphabet and then he wrote a book.
No, listen. So So when
this is so funny.
So
dude.
I worked at this espresso bar at the foot of the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of people.
It was legendary. It was called the Bourgeois Pig. It's not. It just closed like a year ago.
If you look up there's different locations with the same name that aren't affiliated. But if you look up Bourgeois Pig Hollywood, you can see the place is super dark.
That's where I met Angela.
It was just like a bar, but it was a bar for sober people where we just had coffee drinks.
It had a tree room.
Anyway, it was so great. So we had a lot of screenwriters that would just roll down the hill and like either take meetings or like just write their screenplays. We had a lot of people who you'd never recognize because you never recognize screenwriters, but there were people that somebody pointed out were like, that guy's famous, this guy's famous, you know, like that had made stuff that I actually really appreciated, but I didn't know because I just served them coffee. Well, there was this one guy who was very studiously working constantly every single day, morning, like from opening to close. And he was writing a book and I was so interested and he was very open about talking about it, where he was writing a book and I was just like everybody else, I was like, that's fucking great, dude. You're going to be so happy once you're done with your draft. But then you asked him about it and you asked him really good questions because you're also a writer, which I am not. And what were you asking him that made him sort of stop and think? I can't remember how the conversation went. He was like, you're like, what are you writing? And he's like, oh, I'm writing a book. And you.
What I said to him was, I was like, what is that? What are you writing? He was like, I'm writing a book, and I'm writing it in a language that I invented. And then I said, who's going to read it? Like, who's it for?
He literally,
and he just stopped.
Had never considered.
And he just stared at me like I had
no
just
readership. It was astonishing.
I was like, well, how are you going to translate? And he hadn't considered it. And I was like, and
you decimated his dream.
I did. I felt like I really blew up his whole
months on this thing. And he was so proud of
I think
it.
he said 2 years.
Yeah. He had like a whole dictionary and like, it was basically he had made a code. He made a whole book.
And look, Tolkien did that in Lord of the Rings, you know, but this was, and I found out later though. So years later, I fell down a fucking rabbit hole, and it turns out it's a kind of a thing. Like there are people out there who create these fucking languages and they sell them to authors.
Yeah.
Like they just sell it.
So interesting.
They'd be like, oh, I need a language. And this is like, I got one smart. Right here. And here's the alphabet. Here's how you would translate your own, you know, to tell what lyrics it is and so on and so forth.
There's also like
a lot of it's song.
There's a whole academic field of code breaking where they have these ancient manuscripts that are written in code, and they're basically just diaries that are written in a secret language that for one reason or another the person who wrote it didn't want anybody to understand at the time.
Right.
But so people are really invested in decoding what this is and hoping they can understand what it says because they think that there's probably some really revealing truths about the time. If you're so invested in keeping a secret that you're going to create an entire code to keep it a secret, you're going to write a diary about it.
Yeah.
So like present day scholars are like, we have to figure out what this says because then we'll understand this part of history from this person's life like extraordinarily well. So it's like a whole thing. So maybe he just doesn't understand that that's where he belongs. He's making some for future academic decode his manuscript, and it's basically just a story about whatever. I just love that moment because I saw the look on his face. You're like, oh, well, who's going to read it? How are they going to publish this to what audience? His face dropped.
The best pizza I ever had, there's a pizza talk going on in the chat. The best pizza I ever had in my life was in Denmark. And I had pizza in Rome. And I loved the pizza in Rome, by the way, margherita. But the pizza margherita I had in Denmark was made by an Italian chef who was on vacation with his wife in Denmark, his Italian wife. And Denmark is known as the sex capital of the world. It's their personal claim to fame. And this guy, this Italian restaurateur, with his wife on vacation, he cheated on his wife. And she left him there. And he stayed. He stayed in Denmark. That was the
story of his restaurant?
Yeah. I got really close to this guy because I ate there every day because he was just an amazing chef. Dude,
She was like, you're not welcome in Italy anymore.
No, well, no, she just left and he said, I'm going to stay here. And he did. And he made a life in Denmark. He told me this story. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And so he was amazing, this guy. His name was Angelo. And I told him my wife was coming, Angela. I said, my wife's coming to visit me. And he knew why I was in town. He knew we had a DiCaprio movie. He treated us like royalty the whole time. He knew the Lars von Trier crew and, the whole, we were in, whatever. So I said, my wife is coming. I really want to have a special night for you. And he said, say no more, say no more, say no more. You bring her here and we're going to do it right. He put together maybe it was a 6-course night.
Oh my God.
He served 4 different bottles of vintage wine. I told him my budget. He's putting these bottles of vintage wine.
And you're like, God, dude.
I was starting to have a fucking heart attack, bro. Because he was dropping bottles from 1975. Like vintage fucking bottles.
That's so sweet.
He fucking pours it all, comes in. Aperitifs. Then whatever we had afterwards too. So we went... we were loaded drunk on the nicest wine, and we ate like a 6-course meal.
That's a dream.
And then he brings me the check. Not one fucking ounce of liquor was on that bill. Not one fucking ounce, Angela. We went through a couple $100 worth of fucking liquor. He didn't put any of it on there. Only the meal. The 2 meals. That's it. He looked at me and he winked. He was like, was that a special night? I was like, one of the best I ever had. You're an amazing human being. I can't believe you did this.
That's so great.
Isn't that amazing? Angelo, dude. I have goosebumps telling you the story because he just was he made this night like absolutely perfect. And he got us and every bottle of wine that he served with the course was all intentional.
Like, I feel like the fates were trying every way possible to convince you to stay in Denmark. Everything that happened to you in Denmark was wonderful.
Yeah, Copenhagen's a good spot for me. I just, unfortunately, I was with somebody I shouldn't have been with. She wasn't a good match for me at all.
She dragged you back to New
you
Jersey.
know, I'm loyal to a fault. And I kind of, sometimes I think that's one of my regrets in life is that I was too loyal.
I would like to finish on this
silly.
because my butt is numb. I have to get out of this chair.
I understand you.
Okay.
Yes.
Near is here.
Hey, what's up, Near?
Is here. Good evening, silly gooses.
Yeah.
Well, it's evening where I'm at, and guess whose memoir I just finished?
Oh, sweet.
I don't want to distract from y'all's show. Really enjoyed the book, Dale. It was a roller coaster.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for showing up and telling me that means the world. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I hope you'll recommend it to others, and I'm so glad. That's just a thrill to hear. Thank you. I really needed that. I know I did. It's been a rough ride for sure. It's always a rough ride.
Nears here said, I was just reading about the Copenhagen stuff.
Yeah, the Copenhagen stuff is just, I loved it there. I didn't put Angelo in there, because I was...
Yeah, because you only have so many pages,
Yeah, there was so much other horrible shit to write about. Oh my God, I had a great night. Thank you so much, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the Golden Globe edition of Two Real Live. We're back tomorrow. We'll talk about, I got a lot of great sciencey stuff that we haven't been able to get to for a few days, and I'm excited to share, including one thing which I'm going to drop right now, actually, and that's the what's it called? The drug that you put in your gut?
Ozempic.
Ozempic, guys. Another study came out man, you got to watch out for this drug. So if Ozempic is on your radar, make sure you're doing all your research, because what they're showing now is that a lot of there's.
Can we?
Let me get this out.
You don't want to talk about it tomorrow?
Nutritionally, no, because it's Ozempic. Nutritionally, people are not being guided on how to replace the nutrients while they have this loss of appetite. So 40% of the people studied, 40% of the weight loss was muscle loss. And it's bad news. So just be careful. If you guys are playing with those kinds of drugs, you're trying to lose some weight, you want to do it that way, make sure that you're being hypersensitive to all these potential side effects, including that you might be experiencing muscle loss because you're not getting the nutrition you need. Be careful out there. It's dangerous. You guys are the absolute greatest people on earth, and I'm so happy and proud to spend my nights with you. I will do it again tomorrow if you will. Good night, you guys.
Good night.